I'm going to go ahead and give you a disclaimer. Kids, you need to get your parents' permission because this episode is not PG-13.
Trey Massey wants to do a podcast. I was like, no fucking way. I was like, he even knows who I am. I never had Facebook. I never nothing. And my Aunt Sheila was like, you're so funny. You have to do it. And I was like, if you just leave me the fuck alone, like if I do this, will you leave me alone? And she was like, yes, you just have to do Facebook or something or TikTok. Like she begged me. And I finally was like, okay. And I did, and it took off. And I was like, motherfucker, now all these people recognize me, and I'd never thought it would go anywhere. And then it stemmed with the truck and social media, and then that grew, and then now it's like there's so many fake accounts I couldn't nuke it if I wanted to.
No,
it's insane.
I can relate to that.
Look! Looky what I got! Ah! I got me an anaconda! Oh fuck, he's fighting me like a motherfucker.
All right, guys. This is episode 32. I'm going to quit saying 32 and the second episode back pretty soon. But we're so excited to be back on the air. Hold on. I'm a truck driver, so I got to make sure I got my seat all the way down. Do you like... Before I introduce you, do you like these seats?
I think they're cool. I almost flipped at first. I didn't realize how far back they go.
Rush Peterbilt in Lufkin got me these seats years ago. And then when I left my office, I took the seats with me. They had to come home. But anyways, yeah. So we've got Markel here. Probably don't know her name like that to the people that are tuning in. You're probably going to know her as Pretty Peter. I'm super excited about having her on. I know a lot of people, but when I reached out to you through my homeboy Truck Show Joe, who I got to tell you a story about Truck Show Joe in a minute. You always kind of got this little, well, she might not want to come on the show. I don't know. But you were happy to come on. You drove a long way to get here, and so thank you very much for coming on the show, coming to hang out with us for a couple of hours, and I have some like genuine questions that I'd like to learn about you and learn how you think about things and how you go about your day and how you think about your business. And I think that the viewers are going to be genuinely interested in those questions too. And so we're going to wander around and we're going to talk about all kind of different things. And this is I call it like, the Troy Show unfiltered, or unscripted, or it's whatever. 'Cause we don't do a lot of editing. We just run it, and however we run it, kids, if you're watching without your parents' permission on this particular episode, I'm going to go ahead and give you a disclaimer. Kids, you need to get your parents' permission because this episode is not PG-13. Is that right, Markel?
Maybe
probably not.
So, yeah. We can try to keep it PG, but no promises.
It's not going to be PG-13. So get your parents' permission before you listen to this one. But I would like to know, in all seriousness, I would like to know you more as a business owner, you as an owner-operator. I would like to know, what drives you, where you get your motivation from. And then the third question, and we're going to answer at least 100 questions throughout this journey, but for the next hour or two. But then the last thing I would like to know is where you see yourself.
Yeah.
And those three things as a business owner, you gotta know where you came from.
Yeah.
Where you're going and how you're gonna get there.
Yeah, it's pretty important.
And so
I'm excited.
Thank you so much for coming on. I got my coffee, you got water, I got my seat down low.
We're stoked. I couldn't believe you reached out. When Joe was like, hey, Trey Massey wants to do a podcast, I was like, no fucking way. I was like, he even knows who I am? And I was like, hell yeah, I'm doing it. And so he's like, okay. So I was like super stoked. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely coming to this. But I've never done a podcast or anything.
Really?
Nothing. This is the first.
But you're comfortable on camera because you film yourself a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anybody that films you, or you just film?
No,
So I do all my filming, well, except Joseph. For the podcast, Joseph does it. But like when I'm doing my social media, I do it all.
Yeah. I just use my phone. There's nothing fancy. I just got 2 different phones.
Me too.
And then I just wing it. And honestly, I stopped really editing so much stuff because I noticed when I really over edit, I won't even get any views on it.
We literally talked about that.
Yeah, it's like
on
nothing.
Truck Show Joe's episode. We talked so much about that. If you over edit, if you
They want
overthink,
nothing to do with it.
then you'll get no views. If you get like a raggedy video and the quality's, you got your phone turned wrong, or the lighting's bad, or you got background noise, or all this stuff, you get 1 million views on it.
Oh, yeah. Because it's like in the moment. Like they just, I don't know what it is.
It's hot. I mean,
I don't
it's
know.
raw.
Yeah. And that's it. That's why I notice most of my videos, like when I start to notice if I swear too much, people are like, this girl, whatever. And then I'll just do like a song and spin around and there's my truck or something. And I'll like defuse them a little while on that. And then I'll go back to my rants and stuff. And I don't know. I just go around. But.
So you haul cattle.
Yeah.
How long you been doing that?
Hauling cattle, a little over 2 years now.
And you love it.
I love it, yeah. I don't think I'll do anything else in the trucking world.
I don't know if you know or not. This may be a surprise, but we tried hauling cattle too.
Oh, did you?
You may not have known that. We had a whole 10 trucks. Yep. There were some people out there that thought that we were changing the industry, and I took that as the biggest compliment in the world because we were changing, quote unquote, changing the industry with only 10 trucks.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, crazy. I really look up to the people that do it well. I've got a lot of friends that haul cattle.
Yeah.
And they're still at it, and they make money, and they're doing really well for themselves, and I'm really proud of them. I'm so glad that we tried it and it didn't work out, because now I have more respect for the people that actually make it work, because it's really tough.
Why do you feel like it didn't work out for you?
I don't think we had enough good contacts, and essentially what it all boiled down to was too many empty miles.
Oh yeah, that'll do it too.
Because so the thing about it is like if you got just like a simple rule of thumb, if you know nothing about trucking whatsoever, and you just, well, there's a lot of people like this that are owner-operators. They have no earthly idea what they're doing, and they just get a truck, and they're like, I'm in business for myself. What am I going to do now? But, like, if you think about it like this, the truck costs money every mile you drive it. And if you know nothing else in the world, if fuel is, fuel is not $3.50 right now. Let's pretend fuel was $3.50 a gallon right now. Then try to get as close to $3.50 a mile.
Yep.
I mean, it's like the simplest thing that you could possibly do.
Yeah.
And so if you're trying to get $3.50 a mile so that you can make you a little profit, but then you don't have enough customers like we didn't with our cattle trucks,
then you're bouncing too much.
Then we're deadhead 50% of the time, and it's just not enough money.
You start to cut the rate in half, pretty much is what happens.
Yeah.
And then you screw yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you think about how we're wandering around about business, but we don't want to give away. We definitely don't want to. When I picked you up in the truck a while ago to bring you over here, we talked about some things, and and I don't mind saying this on air. Like, we definitely don't want to give up any like real trade secrets. Because
no,
don't do
Cattle
that.
industry is tight in this.
Yeah, don't give up any trade secrets or anything like
never.
that. And if I ask you a question and you say I can't answer that, that's okay. That's cool.
I totally know.
But like on fuel, what's your goal? If I'm an owner operator out there and I'm like, okay, Pretty Peter's doing pretty good. She's maybe she's making a little jingle, she's staying in business.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very tough time right now with the fuel, because the customers that you work for, like, they can't keep up.
Yeah, exactly. It's a struggle.
So I guess where I'm getting to is like, talk about where your goal is for your fuel percentage to your revenue, or do you think about it like that?
You know what? Honestly, I mean, as long as like the business has to make money, right? And like for some reason, I don't do the Michael Scott thing and crunch the numbers, but I can look at the bank account and understand like where I'm at, if that makes sense. But so on average, I try to make sure my truck always makes around $10,000 a week. That's what I think is like that's best. And I'm open with saying that, but like fuel really jumped around and changed. And I went from running a lot of miles, and I was very fortunate that I met these people out and they have a lot of short runs. So it's pretty much like feed yards out the pasture, pasture out the feed yards, and it's super short runs. So now I've really changed around what I was doing because fuel is like almost $6 a gallon out
it's
west
crazy
right now.
It's crazy.
And I found this really nice little niche with short loads where last month I only got fuel 8 times.
Oh,
and I've
you're
just
winning.
like, and I'm not running anywhere near what I used to. I mean, I was running some pretty disgusting miles. We're not going to say it on here because I honestly don't think anyone would believe me anyways, but I was running some pretty aggressive miles. I was spending a lot of money in fuel, like $4,000 or $5,000 a week in fuel, and shit. I guess it's okay. But like shit kind of went through the roof, and I was like, you know what? And wintertime always gets really slow for me. But I'm very fortunate I make money on social media, so it buffers a lot. Like it will catch the tail of trucking aggressively. Yeah. So it was really slow for a while, and I met these folks and they're like, hey, we could keep you busy, but it's really short stuff. So I pretty much almost like a local now, and I hang out there. But for right now, what fuel is so high, it makes sense. And I'm not making my 10 grand a week anymore. It's a little bit less than that, but I'm not spending anywhere near what I did before. That's important because a lot of times people focus only on top line. Yeah. And so I was talking with, who was I talking with? I was talking with somebody 2 or 3 days ago about trucking, and they asked me, how'd you make money? And they told me, well, I make all this, and I'm like, okay, well, tell me a little bit about your expenses. Yeah. Well, they didn't know much. And I'm like, okay, so let's break this down. Yeah. You know how much money you make, but you can't tell me how much fuel you burn. Yeah. You can't tell me how much money you're putting back for maintenance. You can't tell me this. Really couldn't even tell me how much his truck note is. And I'm like, look, if you can't control your expenses, that's a big deal. Then it doesn't matter what you make. Yeah. Because I can make money at $7,000 a week. I can make money at $20,000 a week. And on the right run, I could make money on $5,000 a week. Yeah. Now there comes a point with a truck where you have to make X. Exactly. Yeah. Like there has to be a daily minimum. Yep. Like if you don't make that daily minimum, because I had another buddy, and he was like, man, I'm on these great runs, and I'm making $700, and it's only like 80 miles, and I'm only spending this on fuel, and I was like, okay, but you have a brand new truck and a brand new reefer. Yeah, how are you making the payments then? And you're running 5 days a week. You're not making enough gross to pay your bills. Mm-hmm. I was like, can you get 2 of those a day? He was like, can't get 2 a day. I was like, well, then give the run back because you're going to go out of business. Like you can't only gross $700 a day and own the truck. Yeah, no, it's too much. Even if you didn't buy any fuel. Yeah. Like it's just not enough because the trucks cost too much money. Plus he had a $100,000 reefer. Yeah. And the insurance the way it is. I'm like, you're never going to make it. I pay, you're shit a break. You know what I pay for insurance? How much? $3,700 a month. It's just me. $2.5 million policy because I got a speeding ticket, 107 and 65. I was supposed to get arrested. Hold on, time out. You got a what? I got a 107 speeding ticket and a 65. I was supposed to get arrested for it, but the guy let me go because when he pulled me over, the girl that was joking around racing me was the state trooper's daughter. And he was like, if I arrest you, I got to arrest her, and we really don't want to do that. So I ended up getting a pretty aggressive ticket out of it. But yeah, so I pay out the ass. Plus my DOT numbers are like a year old, so I pay a lot of money. So we were going to start I have a funny speeding story too. Statute of limitations is over with, so it doesn't matter. But I was going to start a tow truck company 2 years ago or something, a year and a half ago, something like that. I already own 2 records. Like when I do something like all in. When I do something, I'm all in. Like I don't even wait for the light to turn green. I'm in.
So I had already bought 2 wreckers, and I called my agent, and I'm like, "Yeah, set me up a new DOT number, and we're gonna call it." I still have it. It's called Stockville Towing and Garage, and you parked it. That's a TDLR yard because I got the license and everything
there.
where you park.
Yeah.
That's why it's fenced in.
Oh, no shit.
And so it's a storage facility. And so, anyways, got all my numbers and got everything approved. And insurance guy calls me back, Brandon, and he's like, "Got your insurance all set up? You know, here's what it's going to cost." And I'm like, "Time out."
Ain't no way.
I said, "How much is it?" Mm-hmm. And he told me, and it was for 2 tow trucks, not even the $1 million rotator. I hadn't bought it yet. But I had like I don't know what they cost. Doesn't really matter. They were high. They were new. They were expensive. And so it was $1,000 a month. No, it was $1,000 a week. It was $1,000 a week per truck.
That's crazy.
Yes, ma'am. It was $52,000 a year per truck.
That's insane.
I said, "Nah, man, just forget it."
Hell, you're not far off from me. I'm $44,000 a year right now, and I'm like, oh man, I'm waiting for the speeding ticket to just go away, and then another year having a DOT number, I'll ride it out.
Yeah.
But man, it's pricey.
So you used to talk about speeding tickets. So I've been in trucking, like, this is my career. I really love trucking.
Yeah, I do too.
There's nothing that I would rather do than own trucks and be around truck drivers and go to the shows and work and the stress and the chaos. And there are some things I don't love about it. Like, I don't love everybody suing you every time you have a little fender bender, and you know it's bullshit. Like, they're not hurt.
Oh yeah.
And they all get money. It's such a racket. Like, I don't love that. It just makes me so mad. And everybody knows that they're not hurt.
Yeah, no, they're just trying to take you for everything you got. Yeah. Man, I'll hit the ditch going around people.
You have to.
Before I would hit, nope. I was like, nope, we'll just eat the weeds. Like,
so all through trucking, many, many years ago, like, I always wanted to be a bull hauler. So all I ever wanted to do. And then I got in this deal in the oil field, and we did really well. I mean, we built up, and when it was really, really, really busy in COVID, you know, we had quite a few trucks on reefers, and we had built up to right at between Tri-State and Massey Motor Freight. We were just shy of 500 trucks.
That's awesome. Holy shit.
And now we started out with 4, broke as could be.
Yeah.
Like, we were so broke. Like,
I believe it. I almost bankrupt myself like a handful of times just alone in this year. Like, it's insane. But I don't know. I get down to like nickels. I'm like, fuck it, I'll figure it out. And
what
then
do you do?
Somehow just do. I don't know. I just force fuck my way through things. I don't know how to explain it. Like, okay, so a perfect example, I blew my motor, right? So when I bought this truck, I bought it from my old boss, which his name is Troy. He's like my dad. He sold it to me for $120,000. He said, "Hey, here's the deal." I ended up asking about the truck. It blew up. He was putting a motor in it, and I was like, "Would you sell it?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "This is your truck. You made it yours. Like, I want you to have it. Make me an offer." I was like, "What about 90 grand?" He's like, "I'll do 120,000, but I'll finance you." I was like, "Okay, pick an interest rate. I'll make you payments every month. You're now the bank, whatever." So we did 6% interest on that. So he's thinking he's setting me up good. He's like, "All right, kid, you got this cat motor in here. This thing runs good. Like, love you, death. Go have fun. Get your DOT numbers. You can run my numbers to get yours." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm like figuring it out, right? I couldn't even afford to go to Matt's. Not this year, but last year.
Yeah.
I showed up, I was broke as hell, like no money. Slept out in my truck. I took a shower before I went down there at the Loves and put it on my points card. And I just went down there, and I was still in the middle of getting my DOT numbers, and I was like scraping by. And I don't even know how I managed to figure that out. Like, had just enough to get by for fuel pretty much. And finally got that going. Well, then the motor blew. The guy, I don't know what happened, if it just got half-assed. I don't know, but the motor ends up going, right?
It was a cat then?
It was a cat, yeah.
Okay.
I bought it, it ended up getting changed into a cat, and then I bought it,
But I'm talking about the one that blew up was a cat.
Oh, it was a Cummins.
Oh,
it was
Cummins
a Cummins.
blew
They
up.
put a cat in it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this motor sound. I'm having problems with the fan, all these things, and the thing ends up yeeting itself, cracks the head, and I'm like, oh no, 33 grand. I got like $26,000 in my pocket. Like that's it. And I was like, well, I sat down with the mechanic. I was like, listen, here's the deal. I can only give you 16 grand. Don't even crack this thing open if you can't do payments, but I can give you 16 grand. I was like, this is what I'm making on social media. If you give me time, like I'll pay you, you know? So he's like, you know what? You seem like a good kid. You're honest. We'll do it. Right. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, social media pays out once a month, you know? And,
you're sweating it.
Yeah. And I'm really sweating it. And I'm like, man, what am I going to do? You know? And so bear with me on this. So I make money on Facebook, and it's anywhere from as low as like $2,500 a month up to, I've made up to $7,000 a month on it. Facebook has been tremendous. Like I recommend anyone to go to Facebook.
I'm going to pull my account up and show you in a minute how little I make.
You just got to keep posting, man. Like every day. I don't care what the hell you're posting. You got to post shit on it. Like it's insane for me. And then the OnlyFans, I've never posted a picture of myself on there. I don't sell any pictures of myself. On the big header, it says, this is just pictures of my sexy Peterbilt. Please read before you buy. And I sell pictures of my truck for $75 a piece on there. And these guys just get on there and they purchase the pictures. And it straight up says, like, there's nothing of me on here.
No secret pages.
There's no secret pages. There's no nothing. There's no gimmicks. There's no nothing. It's just like literally my truck on there. Like I posted a picture. I was like, oh, click to see my kitty, and they unlock it for $75. There's a picture of my cat motor. Like, but they keep purchasing it, even though there's a massive disclaimer when they buy it that it's just my truck on there.
That's the funniest thing.
So I didn't know what to do. So my motor blew, right? And I was like, man, like, I ain't got no one to help. I'm all on my own. I was sleeping in my pickup. I slept in my Dodge pickup for 3 weeks because I don't have a house. I like live in my Pete, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, I was like, I'm just going to put all my ducks in one basket. I'm going to just work on making money and figuring this out. And I'm going to do it. So I was like struggling really bad. And I was like, man, I had some friends that do OnlyFans, but they're doing OnlyFans. You know what I mean? Like not like I was doing it. And I was like, not that
kitty.
Yeah, they're selling the other side of things. And I was like, man, so I was like, well, I don't want to do that. I'm not, no. There's too many weirdos, man. Like I'm not ready for that kind of shit. So I had my page up. So it was a $10 a month subscription. So when you bought the page, you saw all these pictures of my truck and whatever. And it was a gotcha kind of, you didn't read. And now you bought nothing, you know? So I'm like, man, I don't know what to do. Blew the motor. I was like, you know, I got on ChatGPT and I'm like, help me figure this out. What do I do? And they're like, well, you could change the page to do this. And so instead of just a subscription, you could sell the photos individually. I'm like, that's a great idea. So I took the subscription off. I went through the whole page and marked every photo, pretty much $75 a photo. And I redid this description that said it's just a truck on there. And I got on TikTok and I said, man, hard times. Desperate measures, man. I was like, I'm got the OnlyFans up and kicking, and if y'all want to buy, like I blew my motor and I'm really struggling and whatever, and that's all I said. And man, I made a disgusting amount of money. I have one photo was like $7,000 or $8,000. People just buying, and it helped me pay for my motor. And so I swear to God to you.
So let's take a time out on that.
Yeah.
For just a minute, because I said earlier we had 3 business questions.
Yes.
And this sort of is business. Okay, so my biggest question that I had for you coming into this was just about what you're talking about right now. Because as guys, we joke around that, like, it's so hard as a guy to get a good following. Yeah. Versus, like, if I were a girl and I went and got a boob job, like I could just get a lot of followers. Yeah. I could just say something stupid. As long as I got, something showing, then people just follow you. Yep. And there are lots of examples of that. There are some really dumb girls on Instagram. I'm talking like legitimately, I'm not making fun. Like
No, it's true. Yeah. And they're just making a ton.
But they got these big, massive lifted trucks, and they go around and
it's crazy.
Now I've got some friends and people that I follow, and they're following me, and there are lots of examples of really smart business ladies that have the lifted trucks. Like, look, girls, I'm not talking about y'all, okay? But anyways,
I get what you're saying, though.
My question to you is, not to give your secret away, but like I crept on your social media. Like you don't show anything.
No, it's just crop top. That's the worst I ever do. Honestly,
Like
God.
you don't show anything.
No.
And that really intrigued me about you because like you did it the hard way.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
No, but that's what I wanted. Like I grew up really fucked up and really rough, and it gave me like this really, I kind of joke about it because I think it just kind of like, I'm mildly kind of sick in the head, but I feel like if I'm not struggling and I'm not physically exhausted and I'm not like running myself into the grave, it doesn't feel satisfying to me. If that makes any sense.
No, I
like,
get it because
I didn't want someone to just give me everything that I had.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to fucking earn every inch of that because I had nothing. I didn't want a handout. Like there was a big thing like when I was growing up with kids that had trucks and stuff, and like their parents were gifting them vehicles and they were doing all these things, and I was like, no, like when I get stupid rich, because I know I will be, I know I'll like expand more and more life. Like I want people like, oh yeah, that gal like came from nothing, the weeds, like pits of trailer trash kind of thing, and made something of it. And so I was like, no, like I don't, like I had a lot of people be like, hey, you could sell bikini pictures and make all this money and sell feet pictures. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And then my first year I went to Matt's, and there was so many people came up to me, which honest to God, like 98% of people are so genuine and so decent, and they just honestly follow your stuff and want to say hello. But there's these like 2%ers that are like, I love you. And I'm like, those are the motherfuckers that are going to be buying those pictures. And I really don't want to find that kind of guy alone at night at the truck stop.
Yes.
Because I'm going to have to mollywop someone, and I just don't want those problems. You know, I was like, I don't want that kind of negative attention. And so I was like, no, I'm just going to figure it out the hard way. And it's, you know, I have very openly like voiced on all of my social media that is a joke, that it is like the OnlyFans is just my truck on there. And like some people don't believe it. And I'm like, that's fine. Like if you buy it, you're going to see there's a whole lot of trucks on there. Yeah. And, but it was a funny way to kind of like, it's like my version of Catch a Predator, if that kind of makes sense. Like these people expect every girl to sell their ass and their tits and whatever. And I was like, you know what? There's a lot of young girls coming up like Kendall Dickerson.
Oh,
she's a hell of a motherfucker. I love her to death.
Yeah, man.
And she's just done so well for herself, and she's so mature for her age, and she's got her shit together. And every time I see her shit on TikTok, I'm like, comment or something. And boy, she's really doing something, man. I admire the hell out of her. Yeah. But that is so funny. I forget she's that young.
Yeah, I did really too, because I called her. I was excited. I was like, your dad said it's a go. And she's like, I'm in school right now. That is funny.
Oh shit, that's great.
It was quite funny, but
I saw she's doing all the pinstriping and stuff.
Yes.
Oh man, she's doing a good job.
She pinstriped a pickup truck the other day, and I'm proud of her too, because she's gonna do social media and win, just like you've done it, where you know you're not showing your body off.
Yeah, no, she's just busting her ass, man.
She's just working.
Hell
she's
yeah.
like really grinding out, going out, like doing interviews and like, I mean, you'll see her at truck shows. Like, I mean, she's working.
Yeah.
I mean, she's doing interviews with all these people and getting sunburned, and
it's a chore. I found myself going to truck shows, and now I kind of hide. Like I get mobbed by so many people, and I admire every person that follows, and I appreciate every single person. But the problem is like I run into is everyone wants 2 minutes, and then I feel there's not enough 2 minutes, and then I feel so bad because all these people just want their time, you know, and then you can't even make it to a bathroom. You don't get food, and then when you're eating, people are like hanging over the top of you, and I'm like trying to be so nice. I'm like, hi, how are you doing? And I'm like, I end up hiding is what ends up happening.
We took both Cephas in it was the last year that we were out back at Matt's, 2023 maybe, or 22, somewhere in there. Yeah. And we were cleaning the truck, and it was busy. It was, we were there to win. Because like, if I go to a little show, I don't enter the truck. Yeah. Because I don't think it's fair to be at a working man's truck show and have something like that.
That's understandable.
I just go to go. And I won my last working man's truck show a couple years ago, and I really felt bad about it. and I swore I'd never do it again. But if I go to Mid-America and I'm in limited mileage, which is to the viewers, it's not the working class.
Yeah.
There is a working class at Mid-America. I know if you've never been, nobody films those trucks because they film only the limited mileage.
Oh, yeah.
But then, because I get all these comments on my social media, oh, it's not a working truck. No, it's not a working truck.
No, it's not in that class either.
It's in a limited class.
Yeah.
Anyways, the point of it is we got they had judged, and it was afternoon. It was like Friday afternoon or something, and it was busy. Oh, it's so busy. And I was standing at the driver's side steer tire of both Cephas, and we had wood. I think we had wood floor down that year, and there were people lined all the way down the truck and trailer, all the way down, and all the way back up past the hood out in the parking lot. And it was just one
coming to say hello,
just coming to say hello.
It's so crazy.
Love the truck. Can I get a picture?
Yeah.
It was a bunch of kids. It was men. It was women. It was families. And I stood there, and the line just never stopped. And what you said a while ago is so true.
Oh, yeah.
I stood there until I just thought I was going to pee my pants.
Yeah. It's such a blessing, but it's like I'm so grateful for every one of those people 100%. That have made, social media has completely changed my life entirely, like hands down. Like it really has. Like I would have never guessed in a million years my hillbilly ass would ever be on social media. Like 5 years ago, I lived like completely off grid with 2 pet raccoons. Okay, like I was hillbilly.
My wife wants pet raccoons,
man,
and I'm
don't do it.
I'm like, look, we're not getting any.
When
pet
they're
raccoons.
babies, they scream and they cry, and then once they get old enough, they get mean again.
Oh, do they?
Oh yeah, they do. At about a year or two old, they get nasty mean. And
they just wake up one night?
They just start getting shitty with you. Like, that's what happens. They start biting you, and it's like, all right, motherfucker, get outside. Like, you learn to live all on your own again. Like, oh, yeah. And when they're babies, I had these 2 babies, and I was bottle feeding them. And I had an ex of mine I was with a long time, and they were crying. I was crying. He's like, why are you crying? I was like, because they won't stop crying. I was like, I'm feeding them. I don't know what the fuck they want. Like, I was like, I don't think I want kids. Like, is this what it's like to have kids? Like,
it is.
And they just wouldn't stop. And I was like, oh, it's like, I'll never have pet raccoons again after that because they just screech and they cry and they're dirty. And then they got little thumbs. Anything shiny, best believe it's gone. They'll be into everything. And they grab them and they think it's like a little treat and they just book it. You'll never see it ever again. Yeah, those little thumbs are like devious motherfuckers. Like, no, it's crazy. It was crazy.
That's funny.
Oh, it was so funny. My ex used to do a bunch of reloading and stuff, and they would get into the garage and grab all the shells, and they go running with them and be dropping shells all over the place, you know, because they're shiny and they like them. Yeah. Like, you could catch a raccoon with a quarter in a trap. You know that?
Really?
Yeah, they'll reach in there. They want to get the quarter, and they'll shut the doors in on themselves. Like one of those easy little traps that catch
That's
cats.
all it takes is a quarter.
Swear to God, a quarter. You drill a hole in the quarter and hang it up, you catch a raccoon. I swear on my life. They think it's cool, and they get in there. They go because they can't reach it from the sides. I swear to God to you.
That's crazy.
I swear on my life, they're curious little things. Like, they're funny.
You never know what you're going to learn on this show.
No, you don't.
Now you know how to catch a raccoon.
That's it.
So here's the deal. If your wife wants a raccoon, and
put a quarter in the trap.
Now you know how to go catch one. No more excuses. Don't buy one on Amazon or anything. Just put a quarter in there, drill a hole in it, and then put it in the trap.
Pretty much. It's going to have to live in that trap, though, because if it's a full-size raccoon, that thing's going to fuck you up.
They're very mean.
They're aggressively mean when they're big, yeah.
Yeah. I caught some. We used to have chickens. We lived in a neighborhood before I lived here.
Yeah.
It's not far from here. It was only like a mile through the woods right there. And we had chickens.
Yeah.
We'd let them out in the morning, and while I was at work, they just roam around scratching and eating, and they would lay eggs, and we had fresh eggs.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had to put a trap out there continuously and catch raccoons. And dude, you go out there in the morning,
they'll strangle them.
Man, I'm telling you, those raccoons they're as big as the cage, and the cage would be rolling over with them inside of it, and man, when you go to grab that handle, you better have a glove on because they're going to reach there and they're going to claw you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They're so mean. They're a very, very mean
They got
animal.
those thumbs. They strangle the chickens. They choke them to death. That's how they kill them, and then they eat them.
Really?
I swear to God to you. I swear. That's how they do it. Their thumbs, man. They're little. It's crazy. Just an animal with thumbs is magical. What they'll do, like
It's just crazy.
it's insane. But
anyways,
they get mean.
Neighbors hated them. The chickens.
I bet. Yeah.
The chickens.
Oh, they hate the chickens.
Oh man, we got reported to the HOA, and I was like, "Look, man, I read the rules. It doesn't say you can't have chickens." And they were like, "You gotta get rid of these chickens." I'm like, are they bothering you? I mean, like, what's really
They're
wrong?
just fucking chickens.
I mean,
That's crazy. Did you have to get rid of all the chickens?
no.
Oh,
There's nothing they can do about
That's
it.
true.
They're just mad
pissed.
about it.
See, I don't think I could ever live in an HOA. I don't think I could ever.
Well, I
do
just
it.
became the president.
Oh, see, you fixed the problem right there.
Yeah. So then I was like, well, who are you going to report it to?
That's funny.
Let me talk to the president. Yeah, we're not going to get rid of him.
That's funny. Oh hell, that's
true
awesome.
story. That's a true story.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, years back, how did you start driving a truck? You were living like a hillbilly with two raccoons. And then at some point you're like, I'm going to be a truck driver. Like, tell me about that.
So this is how it happened. So I grew up in upstate New York. It's about as far north as you go before you hit Canada, pretty much. And that's where the accent comes from. And my dad's drove trucks my whole life.
Okay, all right.
But my dad was like, when I got old enough to drive trucks, he was like, hey, you just got to figure it out for yourself. I'm not going to help you. And I was like, oh, fuck, okay. Like, I thought I had it set. My dad's got a 2007 W9 flat top and a 2015 389P. I was like, oh, I'll just drive one of Dad's trucks and I'll go on with it. He's like, fuck you. You ain't driving my truck. Because I was wrecking vehicles pretty aggressively. Like, I was one of the kids that would total every vehicle I ever had. And if ever my friends drove by the house, like, they revved up the truck and we could just, like, tell who was driving by the house. Like,
yeah.
hillbilly, you know? And so I grew up there, and then I tried to buy a house, and the bank, like, yanked me around pretty bad. And I was like, why? Like, I had 30% down, and they just...
Really?
Like, because so the house was all off grid, and there wasn't power to the house. And so they didn't want to sell it to me because it technically was supposed to be sold as property. I was like, let's fine, I still have the money down. Well, haggling with a bank, they sold to somebody from New Jersey, which was like a big thing in upstate New York. It's like, no, like, New York is very Republican if it's not for the city. And so when the city people move up, everyone's like, screw the city people. It's pretty much how it is because they start changing everything and no one likes it that way, right? And yeah, like, they ended up selling it to cash for someone from New Jersey. And I was like, you couldn't fucking sell it to the kid down the road that was like 22 years old trying to start life, but like, fuck me, you know what I was? And I was so mad. And then they started changing gun laws and stuff, and I was pretty pissed about that. And I was like, you know, I just need to go to like a very free Republican state. And so I was like, you know what? I was going to work every day, and I worked at this place called Camoplast making snowmobile tracks, and I'd worked there for like 5 years. And everyone was like doing the same thing every day. And it started to make me like fucking crazy. Like, everyone had the same catchphrases, like, living the dream, man, doing whatever. And if I tried to have a conversation about making more money or changing my life, people were like, no, everyone just retires and dies here, and this is the end of life for us. And I was like, maybe for you, but not fucking me. Like, I'm doing something, and I didn't know what. And I turned to my ex-boyfriend at the time, and I was like, yeah, listen, here's the deal. I'm going somewhere. Like, I think I'm gonna go out west is what I want to do. And I was like, I want to take a trip out there and I want to see it. And he was like, all right, fuck it, do whatever you want. Like, if that's what you want to do. I was like, okay. And we worked the same job, so I went in and put 2 weeks vacation. I was like, hey, we're leaving in a week. We're going to Montana. And he was like, oh, fuck, like, we're going now. And I was
We're
like,
really
I was like,
going.
we're doing this now. I had no money. I fucking put a vehicle on my credit card, and we drove out there and won it. We had no money. We slept in the pickup while we went out there, and I started circling towns. I was like, this one is close to work. This one's close to work. And I went back home, and I was like, here's the deal. I was like, I'm going to Montana, with or without you. Are you in or out? And he was like, motherfucker, are you serious? I was like, oh, I'm dead serious. He was like, all right, I'm in. So I was like, okay. And so I ended up telling, I went over to my grandma's house. I was all excited. And my grandma did very well for herself. She did real estate and stuff like that. And my Aunt Tammy was living at the house at the time because she had sold her house and was like buying a new one. And I showed up late, like they're in their moo-moos, get ready to go to bed. You know what I mean? And I was like, listen, I was like, I got this crazy idea. I'm going to move out to Montana. I'm going to buy this land. I'm going to build a house and I'm going to whatever. And my grandma was like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, I don't know why you're going to leave. Like, all of our family's here. And I was like, fuck. It was like a kick in the fucking knees, you know? I was like, man, that sucks. Like, I'm like, okay. And she was like, that's so stupid, whatever. I was like, all right, you know, I was like, maybe you're right. But in my head, I'm like, I'm still fucking doing this. Like, I just realized I can't tell anyone my dreams. I'm just going to have to do it, right? And I ran out the door and my aunt chased me and she was like, listen, here's the deal. I'll give you like $1,000. I was like, anything will help. She wrote me a check for $1,000. I was like, thanks. Gave her a hug and I didn't tell anyone what I was doing. And I just started calling places in Montana. I was like, hey, how do I buy land? Oh, you got to get a bank account. Okay, well, I got to do this. And they're like, okay, we got to do this. So I was like, okay, I got a bank account. And then I started calling to buy land, and they found out I was from New York, and they started hanging the phone up on me. So I had to start answering phones like, hey, I voted for Donald Trump. I'm Republican. Like, please don't hang up the phone. And they like finally, like, in order to get a bank account in Montana, the only way they'd give me a bank account is if I joined the Boone and Crockett Club and the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. Then I could get a bank account in Montana. It was crazy. So I go through all this shit, and I'm like, I'm going to figure out how to buy land, and I'm going to build this house, right? And so finally, I found 26 and a half acres for $95,000. And I had like, man, dude, I didn't have any money. I was paycheck to paycheck. I made $600 a week. That's what I made. And I was like, dude, I'm just going to figure it the fuck out, right? So my ex's mom gifted us like $14,000 on the down payment for him or whatever, right? And I just had to come up with less. So I quit my job, cashed in my 401k, and then I went to 2 banks in one day. And I borrowed like 10 grand. I like went to one bank, borrowed 10 grand. And I went to another bank like an hour later and borrowed another 10 grand because I was like, there's no way they report that fast to each other, right? And I was like, if I just pay my bills, then I'm good, right? Fuck it. I just won't miss a payment. Like, yeah, that's it. I'll just do it. So that's how I came up with the down payment. And I bought this land. I bought bare land. And it was like a couple months later and I went back and I was like, let's do like a dinner. Went over to my grandma's and they're like, what's new with you? And I was like, I bought 26 and a half acres. I'm moving to Montana in a month and I'm going to live in a tent and build my house. And they just started crying. They're like, what the fuck? And I was like, no, I'm doing it, you know? And they were like, this is fucking insane, you know? So a month later, it was about July 4th. Or I'm sorry, no, I bought it in like January, beginning of February. We went out there in April. We framed it up. And this whole time, like I paid the rent, paid all my bills in my house and everything like that. And because I was 19. No, I'm sorry, I was 22. I was 22. And I was really super bad at saving money. Like, if I could sink money into trucks and shit, that's what I did. And so I told my ex, I was like, hey, you save money, I'll pay all the bills. Like, just because if I have $1 in my name, it's going to something fun, and I'm never going to hang on to it, right? So I never asked him any questions or anything. I was just like, yeah, we're good. We're just mobbing through life with each other. We were together for like 5 years and moved out there. I get out there, I'm like, okay, here, I like maxed out my credit cards. I got a rental truck, got a generator. We dug out the foundation with shovels. Like, that's how when we put blocks down and we built this 16 by 24 cabin and we framed it up. And I finally, after ruining my debt to income, ruining my credit to build this place, maxing out everything to just pay for all of this, I ran out of money. And I was like, okay, big guys, like, we were at Home Depot. I was like, get your wallet out, like, buy the tin for the roof. Cause like, in my head, I thought he was saving all this money for years, right? Because we'd been together a long time. He didn't have any money. He was like, Markel, I don't have any money. I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, wait, I was like, you're fucking liar. Get your wallet out. Fucking stop being cheap. You know, I'm laughing. He's like, no, I'm dead serious. I don't have any money. I was like, oh, fuck. We're like, I didn't even ask him. I didn't even know what to do. I was like, okay, let's go put the tin back. Like, we only had just enough money to get home after doing all this. And I was like, fuck, I was like, listen, here's the deal. I was like, we're not going to frame out doors and windows because we'd had all this lumber to kind of get everything going, right? And I was like, we're just going to plywood this whole motherfucker in. We're going to go home and I'm just going to figure this out, right? And he's like, okay. So I made him get credit. So I told him, I was like, I'm not the girl to ruin your life, but I will steal your identity and get you a credit card if you don't build your fucking credit. So I was like, so I made him get a credit card and I took it. And so I always, like, I'd buy groceries with it and I'd pay it back and explain to him, like, hey, here's the receipt. I paid this off. Everything's good. I've never missed a payment on anything, right? And so he had perfect credit. I'd ruined all my shit to do this, right? Because I was like, we're doing it together. Fuck it. When we have the house and property, we're golden, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'll just keep paying the bills and it'll be fine. So I go back home, I consolidate all my debt, credit cards, everything. And then I forced him to get a loan for $10,000 and I co-signed on it. And I was like, that'll be the rest to kind of get us going with this house, right? So we go back, we do all this stuff, and then we moved out there July 4th weekend. That's when we moved into a tent, right? And we went out there, man. We pitched up a tent. Fuck, dude, hardest time of my fucking life.
How long ago was that?
That was 4 years ago.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like 23.
That's not that long
23.
ago.
No, I'm 28 now. Yeah, 5 years ago. Oh, yeah, 4 or 5 years ago now. So we went out there, we lived in this tent, man, and we had to take all the plywood off and then reframe the doors and the windows in and then put them in and whatever. And unfortunately, like, it was hard. We were super tight on money. We lived in a fucking tent. We lived in a tent until halfway through, I think it was like September, October. It was single digits outside. We were sleeping in negative, and this is in Montana, mind you. We're sleeping in negative 35-degree sleeping bags. I had my dog curled up with me in mine. He slept in his sleeping bag. And then we finally kind of got the house closed in, but we had no money for installation. We were like so broke. I was feeding myself 2 cans of food a day and I was feeding him 3 because he was way bigger than me. I had 2 jobs. I was like, you got to stay home and keep building the house while I do this. Well, he was like just checking out mentally because like we lived in a tent. We were freezing our asses off. We were hungry. We were going broke. I refused to call anyone.
And he's like,
fuck this bitch.
he's like, look, this is your dream. This is not my dream.
Oh man, I put that man through the ringer. Like I have a really bad problem with pushing people to their limits to win, right? Like I will lose fingers to succeed. Like I don't care what it fucking takes, you know? And dude, it was so fucking rough, this poor motherfucker. So he's checked out. He's drinking beer every night. He's sitting in his pickup. We got the house like closed in. There's no insulation. And so every time I was like so this is how I got in a drive truck. When I moved out to Montana, I found a little local job driving 88 357 haul lumber. And that was the only people that would fucking hire me was a hardware store. But it worked out because they gave me a discount on everything I bought at the hardware store. So it worked out for the house, right?
Okay.
So I was putting around and that's how I got into that. And they just gave me a chance. And they're like, listen, it's ridiculously high for insurance, but we'll take you. You're a hardworking kid. So I was like, thank God. So I worked at the hardware store all day. And at night I was bartending. And when I wasn't bartending, I worked for a guy doing roofing for $20 an hour. And listen, not that good at running like a tape measure. I could count the lines and I understand it. But I was just like hoofing sheets of plywood and just doing manual labor for $20. And so that's how I paid to like kind of get the house going. And unfortunately, like we made it like a year and our relationship was just tanking. Like we weren't talking to each other.
Couldn't imagine how.
Yeah, I wonder how, right?
I just have no earthly idea.
Oh man, it just went down bad. And we didn't even have heat until halfway through November. My dad found out
This
that
poor
I was
guy's
freezing.
gonna watch this episode and he's gonna be like, he's gonna
Fuck
live.
this bitch.
He's gonna
PTSD for life.
He's
probably.
gonna have PTSD. Like we should send him a gift card for a 30-pack.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, but you know what though? No, because he's excelled so much in life because of like me pushing this limit though. You know what I mean?
Probably so.
So I'll get to that, right? So we ended up shit's going south, right? Relationship and everything has died out at this point. Like we don't even fucking talk to each other. He's just drinking his beer in his truck and I'm sitting here piece by piece putting insulation. I like brace the walls and put the insulation like piece by piece that I could buy it. And my dad finally called me one time and my dad doesn't buy me shit. Like my dad's like, figure it the fuck out, you know? And my dad called me one time and I was just bitching, you know? And he's like, what, do you have any heat? And I was like, no, I had a kerosene stove, but they don't sell kerosene like at all in Montana. They want like $50 for 2 gallons and I couldn't afford it. Like we could barely afford to eat. Fuck the heat. So we're in sleeping bags, you know? And my dad was like, Markel, it's halfway through November in Montana. You don't have any heat and the house is insulated. And I was like, no, we're just fucking winging it, dog. When my dad felt bad and bought me a wood stove and I cried like a baby. Like I couldn't fucking believe it. And that like was like heaven sent right there and put the wood stove in and shit. And yeah, man, we made it to the next January, February. And I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like, I got an excavator. I dug out the driveway and put up these berms. It's a 1/4-mile driveway. It goes uphill and it's super steep. We need a berm. And I dug out the driveway and he's just drinking his beer. And I get it. He was checked out and I was trying to give him time, but I gave him like a year and he would never get it together. And I dug out the fucking septic by myself and I figured out what the permits were, like the measurements were. So I dug that out with the 250-foot leach foot lines and bought all the perforated pipe. And like this man was just done. And I was like, listen, I sat him down a couple times. I was like, hey, if you're checked out, you're checked out. But like, you know, like this is hard, but I'm doing it too. You know, like at the end of this, I'm going to be 23, you're going to be 28, and we're going to have 26 acres with a nice house. Like, get it together. You know what I mean? Like, I'm seeing the dream, but he's like, fuck this, you know? And so I ended up, whatchamacallit, like January, February, I was like, hey, man, listen, I want to do life, but I don't want to do it with an ankle weight. So I was like, what the fuck, you know? And he just wasn't ready to move on or whatever. And I was like, listen, like, I'm leaving. I'm going to go live life and I'm going to whatever. And so I sold out my half of the property to him, and we just had an agreement that he's not going to kick me off the land. And so I sold out stupid cheap. I was like, I'll sell out my half of the property too for 40 grand if you just won't kick me off the land. So I could always get my mail there. I could always have a place to come back to if I really need to desperately, but I'm just going to figure it out. And he was like, okay. So I sold out my half for 40 grand. I gave him everything, all the furniture, all the dishes, everything. The only thing I took was the dog, right? And out of that 40 grand, I paid off like the loan I co-signed him for him in case he didn't make a payment, because I didn't want to. I've never missed a payment in my life, you know? So I was like, nope, here you go. And I walked away with like the 30 grand left after it. And I slept in my Jeep for like a month. And I was roughing it. I didn't know what to do. I was like, I just bought this land and built this house and did all these crazy things. And like, I just said, fuck it. I was like, I got to restart.
Now you don't have it anymore.
Now I got nothing, right? I was bartending, working at the hardware store. And I was like just being a kid. I was drinking, having a good time. And the hardware store was very Christian people. Like, they're very nice people, but they're very Christian. And they accused me of being drunk at work one time. And I was like, oh no. I was like, I swear. I was like, yeah, I'm working at the bar and I'm drinking, having a good time, but I'm sober here. Like, I am not a mess. I promise you. I was like, I'm just 23, practically going through a divorce pretty much. Like, you know?
Yeah.
And they were just like, yeah, they started judging me. And so I was like, just give me a week to get my life together. You know what I mean? And they're like, okay. And I went home and I got so fucking mad. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm a hardworking motherfucker, and I show up every day to work, and I smile no matter what day it is, and every customer's happy with me. And I was like, and I went back and I dressed up really nice, and I put on I splurged years and years and years ago, and I bought these really nice Gator boots that were like $900, and they're like my little primo cool boots that I had. And I went back and I dressed really nice, and I was like, hey man, I was like, I figured it out. Like, I think I'm ready to go with life and whatever. And they're like, you know, thank God, you know, we're so proud of you, whatever. And I was like, yeah, I just want to let you know I quit. And they're like, you quit? And they didn't have another driver or anything. I was like, yeah. I was like, you judged me and you didn't believe in me that I was like a hard worker. You know what I mean? When I was just going through a hard time, then like, you don't deserve me working for you. Like, find another driver. And I left. And I was working at the bar full time. And a week later, Troy Bainbridge, who owned my Silver Pete, randomly came to this teeny tiny bar that I worked at in this place, Plains, Montana. And it gets really easy to find out an outsider. Like, it's the only guy at the bar. Everyone else is the same locals that drink every single day, you know? Yeah. And we got to bullshitting, and I was telling him like, oh, my dad drives trucks and stuff. And he was like, why aren't you? And I was like, man, I've put a million resumes all over the place. Either they don't want a girl or I'm too young for their insurances. Yeah. They wanted nothing to do with me. And I was like, and I'm going to drive a hood if I'm going to drive a truck. So I'll just hold out. Somebody will see my worth and somebody will take me, you know? He's like, you seem like a really good kid. I'll hire you. And I was like, whoa. I was like, I'm not going to be like Joe Dirt in a hole if I fly all the way out to fucking Iowa, right? Like, you're being genuine. Because I was like, if you're being genuine. Put the lotion
on the skin.
Yeah. I was like, if you're being genuine, I was like, I'll quit my job. Like, I'll put my 2 weeks notice in, I'll fly to Iowa. I was like, I'm so fucking serious. He's like, okay. So I took down his number, and like, I gave him mine, and he walked out, and the guys, the same local guys, they're like, you're fucking nuts. Like, you're not doing that, are you? I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I am. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, he was driving my Silver Pete outside. It was like a low boy with a dozer on it. And I was like, if I get to drive a truck like that, fuck it. I was like, worst comes to worst.
I'm out.
I was like, he's weird. I'll just be like, hey, I'll leave my bag in his truck. I'll be like, hey, I have to pee, and he'll never see me again. I'll hitchhike home. It'll be fine. They're like, you're fucking nuts, right? So I call him the next day, and I'm like, hey, man, are you serious? He's like, I'm dead serious. So you was like, yeah. I was like, okay, I'm going to put my 2 weeks notice in. He's like, okay, I'll buy you a plane ticket. And he did. 2 weeks later, I flew out to Iowa. I was so fucking scared, dude. I didn't know this guy. I was like just taking a chance. I was like, fuck it, you know? And he picked me up at Omaha, and he picked me up with his girlfriend, which made things a lot easier. Because I was like, okay, like, not alone with this random dude I met after a 30-minute conversation at the bar, you know?
At the bar.
Yeah. And so he picked me up and we drove 2 hours. He's like, hey, here's the deal, kid. He's like, I got 7 kids. They're all around your age. And he's just like, he's got this big paving business and makes good money, and he likes his trucks. That's his thing, you know? And he said, you can either stay at the house in a spare bedroom, or I could get you a hotel room, or you could sleep in one of the rigs at the shop. But I'll leave it up to you. But we'd like to invite you home with us for dinner and whatever. And I was like, fuck it, I've trusted you this far. You bought me a plane ticket, let's go. And so I grew up really rough. Like, my dad and mom had never been together. My dad drove trucks. I hardly ever saw that motherfucker. He just was a working motherfucker. And my mom used to sell drugs to pay the bills. Like, that's how I grew up. It was pretty wild. And so I was like, you know what? I show up, and it is like the whitest, most normal family I've ever seen in my life. And
Did it scare you a little bit?
I was like, I didn't know how to act, because like, like I grew up with our house getting raided and like crazy shit. And they're just the most picture perfect, wonderful family I've ever met. And I was like, holy
So are you
fuck.
like eating dinner and you're like, is this for real?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like,
is this what it's supposed to be like?
This is what normal's like. Like, oh man, I was like, I couldn't fucking believe it. And I was kind of laughing. I was like, yeah, I'll stay in the spare bedroom. I was like, you guys are like the whitest, nicest people I've ever met in my fucking life, you know? And they're laughing. And at this point, Troy's asking questions about me as we are doing right now, you know, when I'm telling him, and he's like, oh, you grew up like rough. And I was like, yeah, you know, I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is normal, you know? Like, okay, fuck it.
So do you reckon that the wife of the 7 kids, the mom of the 7 kids, do you think she knew that the husband was at the bar?
No. Like, so they were like, I guess they got divorced a long time ago, whatever. But he has a new girlfriend, and she knew that he stopped in to have a drink and then offered me a job. Like, she picked me up at the airport with him. Like, she knew the whole thing. He's just a super good dude that bullshits with people all the time. And he just came to the bar and was bullshitting, and then it's unbelievable. I know.
That's crazy.
But it's crazy. But Troy has made a lot of money in his life, and he's done very good. So now he's at the point that if he can help someone that he thinks needs help,
I can relate
that's
to
what
it,
he does. And so I think he saw that in me and was like, hey, you really want to drive trucks? I can solve this problem with you. You know what I mean? And like I told him, God's honest truth, I was like, hey, listen, like I just quit my job. They accused me of being drunk at work. I was like, I have no references other than I grew up with my dad driving trucks, man. And I was so brutally honest. He was like, fuck it, I'll give you a chance. If you fuck up, then, you know, I'll fire you. You know what I mean? And he kind of laughed and was like, okay. Well, I was like, I promise I'll be the hardest worker you ever have, but I just need someone to give me a chance. And he did. And so, yeah, we stayed there, ate dinner. They put me up in the spare bedroom, and they were more than, like, nice to me and just cool. And we got up in the morning. He's like, so, kid, I got the little boy. I want to go out with there's a trip out to Idaho. I think it was an oversized excavator going up to Idaho, and then we're going to pick up a skidder or whatever coming back. And he's like, is it okay if we ride together out there? Are you comfortable doing that? I just want to make sure you're okay with driving. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, dude. I've trusted you this far, like, whatever. And I was terrified. I was like, fuck, I don't know, but I've made it this far and I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take the risk, right? Like, what's the worst that happens? I just leave and figure out how to go home, right? Fuck it. So we went out there and we just chatting up, got to know each other really well. And we went out there, brought this excavator out there. And of course, the first load ever I was driving, we got a level 1 inspection. They dug through fucking everything, right? And we passed, thank God. But we got out to Montana. I think it was like, was it Miles City or something like that? And then we got hung up for a day. So he got me a hotel room. He stayed out in the truck. And then there was that next day we picked up I think it was that skidder, and we came back. And he was like, okay, kid. And he was like, what truck do you want? He had a couple different trucks. And I was like, I really like this one. He was like, fuck, this is my baby. And I was like, will you let me pick? I was like, I like this one. He was like, all right, fuck it, you can have this one. He was like, are you sure? I'll buy you a truck. And I was like, well, what if you buy me a truck and I hate this job and I want to quit? Then you're stuck with a payment. I was like, I'm okay with this one or the other one, whatever. He's like, you could have this one. So I was like, okay. He's like, what trailer do you want to pull? And I was like, low boy. And he's like, no, I'm not buying another low boy, because he has a paving business, so he uses that one for the paving. He's like, I'll pick another one. I was like, fuck it, I'll do step deck. He's like, okay. He bought me a step deck trailer. We went to Midwest Wheel in Iowa, Sioux City, and grabbed me all my chains binder. And I'm like, I've never been around anyone that had money like that in my life. Like, we were broke, like eating ramen noodles, like pulling the Tops coupons out of the fucking Tops things. Like, we had no money. I was like, dude, this guy's like loaded or something. Like, what the fuck? I was like, this is insane to me. Like, it was out of a fucking movie, you know? He bought me all my chains and binders. He said, all right, kid, like, go have fun. We'll get you loads and go do your thing. And I learned a lot, you know? And I was calling my dad. I was like, hey, Dad, like, how do I do this? And my dad realized, because my dad was like, you're not driving one of my trucks. And I was like, Dad, you're never going to guess. Like, I got a 2016 389 Peterbilt. He's like, shut the fuck up. Are you serious? I was like, yeah. He's like, you got to be shitting me. I was like, no, I'm dead serious, you know? And he was like, the guy's normal? I was like, dude, the most whitest people you've ever met in your life, you know? And it was so funny. And my dad couldn't fucking believe it. And he was like, send me pictures of the truck. And it was just, you know, sending pictures of my truck. And yeah, it was crazy. And now, shit, it's been 4 years later since I met Troy, and he's like my dad. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, that was it. Like, that was the leg up I needed in life. And then I started social media. And so I never had Facebook. I never nothing. And my Aunt Sheila was like, you're so funny. You have to do it. And I was like, if you just leave me the fuck alone, like, if I do this, will you leave me alone? And she was like, yes, you just have to do Facebook or something, or TikTok. Like, she begged me. And I finally was like, okay. And I did, and it took off. And I was like, motherfucker, now all these people recognize me, and I'd never thought it would go anywhere. And then it stemmed with the truck and social media, and then that grew. And then now it's like, there's so many fake accounts, I couldn't nuke it if I wanted to.
No,
it's insane.
I can relate to that. And like, you report them.
They don't go away.
All my friends report them.
They're like, fuck you.
They take my content from TikTok and then take the watermark out and post it on Facebook. And there's this one guy, he's taken every one of my videos, and I blocked him on everything. And
they get fake accounts
and they just
shit.
And they just pick back up. And like, Abby's account got stolen, and she was head boss lady on her TikTok, and she never posted anything ever. And she just had a lot of followers because everyone knew that was my wife. And people would follow her. She never posted not one video. Anyways, that account got stolen because it had enough followers for them to do lives.
That's crazy.
And so it was like this, foreign lady on there selling vacuum cleaners, or they were selling something, and people were calling, and I'm like, we know, report it, please.
Yeah.
But she never got it back.
No, that's what I was kind of waiting for. I thought maybe that might happen to myself, and I tried to do like the double, like passwords and whatever, and you got to text my phone and the whole nine. And
you have that, huh?
I tried to, yeah.
I've got it, and often I'll get a text at like 2 a.m.
Oh yeah, like sign in whatever,
and
like
it'll say, here's your temporary password, and I'm like, somebody's trying to steal my stuff.
It's crazy, but there's nothing you can do. And I mean, I'm so grateful for the people that tried to report it, but I've honestly given up.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ended up making a post the other day. My Facebook got locked up. I was like, can any of the scammers take this video and just post this? My Facebook got locked up because I know they're going to steal it anyways. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. Like my friend Lacey Blair, she got hers taken.
She got hers nuked too. I've never met her, but I watch the shit out of her.
Yeah,
I love her to
she's
death.
cool.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's really cool. Hard worker too. She really works hard. But she had like on that one account, she had like a million followers.
Yeah.
But she got it back now.
Oh,
but
she
it took
did?
months. Okay, so I'm thinking like, okay, if she has 1 million followers and she can't call somebody at TikTok and be like, hey, it's me.
Yeah.
I need you to get my account. If she can't,
we're all fucked.
Just forget it.
That's why I was like, when that happened with Facebook, I was like, I guess I'll just give Facebook a few weeks, and if something doesn't turn around, fuck it. I'm just gonna delete it and start another one.
Because she started over.
Yeah.
And from scratch, and I'm like, well, I'll follow her again. She had like 50 followers.
Yeah.
From 1 million.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah.
Just wiped out in the blink eye. That's why I got on my Facebook, and I was like, that's unfortunate. You know, because I make a lot of money off Facebook, you know.
Because you're locked out right now.
Yeah, like if I get on it, it just tells me I'm like suspended. Like it says my page is unpublished. I'm suspended. But apparently everyone could see it. But I just can't do anything, and no one could do anything on it.
Huh,
it's just like there, I guess. I don't know. I was like, fuck it, I guess I'll do it again.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know.
And keep growing. I want to do YouTube. I keep slacking with the YouTube, but what kills me with that is it takes 10 hours to upload a fucking video. You can't do it in 5 minutes like you can TikTok.
Yes.
And it kills me. Because I don't want to sit there and wait for the thing to get through. I just get bored and swipe out of it. And then I never go back to
if you want to start a page, you can just do shorts.
Oh, and do that instead? Yeah.
You can do shorts on YouTube, and you'll get some good followers pretty quick because your followers will come over from other platforms.
Yeah.
And YouTube, I don't have mine monetized, but you can make what I understand. Friends of mine, they make pretty good on YouTube. Like the general consensus is, and I've talked to a lot of people, they say that you can't make money on TikTok itself, but like, say you own a company that makes a product.
Oh, and you sell the
that
products
I
on
use.
There? Yeah.
And then you're like, hey, Troy, I notice you have, 250,000 followers. I'd like for you to just do an advertisement for me.
Yeah.
But don't make it look like an advertisement.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you $2,000.
Yep.
Or whatever. What I understand, that's how people. I haven't done that.
Yeah, which I've heard of people doing that too, but Man, TikTok, I think they paid me like $42 last month. And I was like, woo! I was like, but
I think I made $6.
Oh, yeah. It's like nothing on TikTok. For me, it's all Facebook and the OnlyFans thing.
Yeah.
But your videos have to be over a minute long on TikTok. And I just struggle with that. Like, I'm like, if I get to talking too much, they'll ban me or something. I'd say something stupid
I couldn't imagine why.
No, I don't know. That's why I can't do TikTok lives anymore. The last time I was on there, someone road raged me or whatever. And we were driving, and I was on a group of a bunch of other truckers, and I was like, you stupid. And they're like, no. And out. That was it. And
so you can't cuss on live?
Well, I said something I probably really shouldn't have on there, and it wiped me out awfully fast. So, no, they were like, you're done. And I just saw everyone like, zoom, and then it locked me out.
Yeah.
They're like, you're done. So I was like, I got to stop, because I almost banned my TikTok a handful of times too, because I just can't shut my mouth.
I got banned one time for posting a guy doing a burnout, and it said, it told me, you're banned, this is a dangerous activity or whatever.
Oh, you know what? Lacey Weir was having a problem with that. She was saying that she can't post like the burnout wars kind of thing, because like it's like reckless driving or something.
Reckless driving.
Then she struggles with it.
Yeah, they suspended me for like, I think 5 or 7 days, and I was like, really?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
so finicky, man.
It's quite crazy that you can't even, like, you can't even have fun with it. You can't do a burnout. Like, if you have 20 followers, you can do a video of yourself driving and talking, and you'll never get banned.
Yeah.
But when you have a lot of followers like you and I, if you do a video while you're driving, banned, boom.
Yep.
You're banned so fast.
It's really funny. I find that interesting, because if I have the camera forward and I'm holding it, it'll never get banned. But if it ever faces me, then it's a problem. I'm like, how did you think the camera's facing out the fucking window?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, but that's okay. I'm like, it's so stupid. It's so finicky, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just really careful what I film now, and a lot of stuff I'll film it and I'll go back and get ready to post it, and I'm like, nah, I better. I mean, I hate to be like that, but I'm like, I better not. I'll probably get banned if I say that. So.
I know. I was gonna post something the other day. I had a cow go. I feel like it's probably okay on the podcast, but I had a cow go down on me, and I never lose any cows, man. Like, ever. I've been really blessed, honestly. I've only ever lost 2 kill cows, and man, it was just random. It was a 3-hour trip, dude, from Hobbs. And we got up there and we checked them. We got fuel, checked them. Everyone was good and standing. And I got there, and this poor Jersey cow, man, was just mobbed and shit and half stomped to death. And I was like bawling my eyes out. And I always, like, I wear my crop tops a lot. That's like my thing. But no matter what, when I look at it, I always look like this, like just button up shirt, look presentable, But I'll have usually 9 times out of 10 have a crop top underneath it. So on top, I'm like, all right, get in the truck. See y'all later. Back to doing my own thing, driving down the road. And, so I ended up, like, I got in there and I had my button up over the top, and she was like head over and shit. And I was like, oh my God. And I immediately yanked her head up, and I was trying to get her up, and I took off my button up, and I was wiping all the shit out of her eyes. And it was so sad, man. And man, I thought that cow was going to make it. And they came up in there, and for the first time ever, most people will just put the cows down, especially if they're going to the kill plant. If they're down, they're just like, dog food now, you know what I mean? And we lucked out, they had a vet there, and they came in, and we yanked up this cow. Me and 2 other dudes flopped this, I don't know, she maybe 1,200-1,300 pounds, flopped this cow over. We cleaned her up, put an IV in her neck. We did like 3 IV drips, and we were able to, it's unbelievable, man, but we drugged this cow in like a 180 back to the ramp, got her to the thing, and got her to put her hooves out. It took like 30, 40 minutes, and she stood up and walked off the trailer. And I was like, Tony was there, the guy I've been working for, and he's like, it's okay, dog. And I'm like, it's just so sad, you know what I mean? Like, it sucks when that shit happens. And I made this whole video talking about, like, what really happens. Like, everyone wants to be a bull hauler, and everyone wants to do 100 miles an hour, but like, no one talks about like how fucking shitty it is when a cow goes down, and how sad it is, and like that side. And I almost put that video up, man, and I was like, how's that gonna pan over? Like, and then I'm like, probably not well, you know what I mean? But I was like, but that's the truth behind it, because like sometimes, like, a 3-hour trip, I checked them halfway through, an hour and a half in, and just it randomly fucking laid down at one point, and just cows don't know any better. They're just standing around, stomping around, you know what I mean? And like half stomp a cow to death. Like, It's
Yeah.
crazy, but nobody talks about like how shitty that is. Like when things happen, like, you know, when they're on a trailer
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah.
man, I almost posted and I was like, you know what? Maybe that's just, when I have something that I think is very controversial, I'll make a video and I'll sit on it for a couple days.
Oh, it's a good
and
idea.
then I just like,
I've-
when I get out of being emotional, like I try not to think emotionally. I try to just think like with tact. And I'm like, okay, once I kind of get out of like in the moment, like, oh, that was really fucked up and like people should know this. And I'm like, thought on it for a few days. And I was like, you know what? Like, maybe that's not something for the internet to see. You know what I mean? Of
Yeah.
like what can really
That's a good idea.
happen, you know?
Anytime
So,
I have like with business, I'll always say if I have a big decision to make,
yeah.
I always sleep on it.
Yep.
I mean, every once in a while, like if it's a deal, like
Yeah.
you run upon a good deal on some land or
Yep.
a truck or that's there are some exceptions, but generally speaking,
You gotta like get out of your
Yeah.
emotions with it and be
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
on the
like
decision
you
you're
really
gonna
need to
make.
sleep on it. You need to say, okay, do I want to do this because I want to do it, or do I want to do this because it's a good deal? Is it a good investment? Is it a good venture for us? And I want, like when we hauled cattle, I wanted it to work so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that. You couldn't tell by my social media, but I
Yeah.
love being flashy.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when I bought equipment, I was like, give me the nicest shit
Hell
money can
yeah.
buy. And, you know, because I'm more interested in taking pictures and posting them on the internet than actually working.
That's so fucking funny.
And so, yeah, we really tried. And I have some things that I wish we would have done different. But you have to learn,
Yeah.
you know, and
But you're not, like, if you don't fuck up, you're not learning. And I think everyone can't wait to beat the fuck out of you when you fuck up. But it's like, at least you're trying. At least you learned. At least you failed and you're like, oh, next time I can do this.
Yeah.
And that's what people lack so much. Like they can't wait to shit on someone for fucking trying, but yet they're still sitting on the couch. They didn't try it all. They didn't get the opportunity to learn
100%.
anything.
Like,
you know?
I tell people all the time that are doing well for themselves, like you are, and if the haters out there that are attacking you, that like you don't look up at the people above you aren't attacking you.
Yeah.
No,
they don't.
The people above you or on your level are like reaching down saying, I see the hard work.
Yeah,
I
fuck
see the
yeah.
dedication.
Yup.
And there are some really good people that I think about it like opening doors. Sometimes you meet people and they're like, hey, I'm holding the door open for you.
Yeah.
Just come over here.
Yup.
Like, they're not saying, hey, it's that door right there. They're saying, I got the door for you.
Absolutely.
Let me help you.
Yep.
Because once you break through, and so I think about, once you change your mindset and you do this simple thing, and you did it at a very young age. It was later in life for me. And we were talking off camera before, but I'm going to go back into that. You were talking about your vision board.
Yeah.
And so I called it dreaming.
Yeah.
But like at a very young age, really, really young age, I knew I was different.
Yeah.
I knew
You
I
either got
wanted
it
more.
or you don't. That's it.
I knew that I wanted to break that generational curse of just barely having enough. Of you know, just living paycheck to paycheck. And
Did you grow up poor?
I mean, we had enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
But just like wanting more, but being
we didn't
like
drink.
average,
We didn't
right?
drink real Coke.
Yeah.
We got the off
The
brand.
knockoff, like at the dollar holler.
And then you could only drink so many. We never ate out. We never did fast food. We didn't go without.
Yeah.
And so I don't have this horrible sob story. Like, my parents worked hard,
Yeah.
but we didn't have more.
Yeah.
You know, like some of the other kids.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so I wanted more. I wanted 2 pair of shoes per year.
Yeah.
Not just one. And I wanted the real Coke.
But that's
And
what sparks it, though. You know,
Yeah.
it's the like when you lack And then you're like, well, fuck, I could do this. And then you start to see like for me, have you ever heard of Rob Bailey before? He was out of Pennsylvania. He ended up moving out to Montana. Him and his wife, Dana, are very tremendous, badass motherfuckers. And I remember being real young, and my dad did good for himself, like my dad, but I just never saw my dad. He was just working 24/7, you know? And, but he was really sound, and my dad always had these nice cars, and everything had to be oak. My dad loved oak, and you know, my dad really had his shit together, and my mom has always been a fucking mess, you know? And he's like, well, you want to be like me? You want to be like your mom? And I was like, yeah, fuck, I want nice shit. You know what I mean? And I did. And I really wanted that. And I really lucked out that like with my mom was like dirt, absolutely awful of the awful. Like we grew up very, very fucked up. And I moved in with my dad, and my dad was gone working, and I was stuck with like this terrible stepmother. And I was like, Jesus fucking... I remember being like, I was so little, and I used to think to myself all the time, I was like, you know what? One day I'm going to be 18 years old, and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, and I'm going to have whatever I want. And I think just always like having shit wrong as a child all throughout life, that I finally just was like, you know what? Like I'm going to have what the fuck I want, because like we always went without aggressively bad. Like, and I was like, no, like I just got a fire in my soul. And my dad, I always wanted to pay for everything in cash. And my dad was like, that's impossible. You can't do that. And I was like, well, why not? I was like,
yeah,
you know,
a lot of people don't know that, but like, if you're going to be in business, you cannot, like, there are some general things. You talk to people and you hear them say, well, Dave Ramsey said this, and Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, Dave Ramsey gets paid for you to tune in and listen to him tell you what you can't do. Okay. And
you can do anything you want to fucking do.
You can do what you want. And there is good debt.
Yep.
And there's bad debt.
Yeah, exactly.
Toys, bad debt.
Yep.
Tools that you can go make money with, good debt.
Yep.
You know, and so you just have to. Now there are different levels of the good debt too. Like if your haul, if going into big trucks, if your haul is like we were talking earlier, if you're at $700 a day and you're doing that one load and whatever, okay, well, maybe you can make it on a $10,000 FLD 120.
Yeah.
You're just not going to look good doing it.
Yep.
You know, get you some chrome lug nut covers and tint the windows.
Yep, pretty much, and send her home.
And make all you can make. But you can't have that brand new 589 and go do that.
Yeah.
And so you have to understand what the good debt is and what you're going to do with it and all these different things. And I am a walking example of that, because when I really got into trucking in 2000, I think it's 2001, something like that, I really got into it. Started my little fleet and bought some trucks. Bought a bunch of shit that I shouldn't have bought, kind of all over the place. And then the crash came in 2008.
Yo,
and
I remember
fuel
that.
went to like, it just shot to like $5.
Insane, yeah.
We were going to California and back, and I drove a truck myself. I had some brand new trucks, which was, for me and my haul back then, was a bad idea.
Oh, man.
I didn't make enough to afford those new trucks. I was better off with some like 2000 models, you know, that were, and back then trucks were depreciating like crazy. So you could buy a 5-year-old truck for like 20, 30,000. Mm-hmm. They weren't very expensive.
Yeah, no.
But I wanted flashy.
Nice shit, yeah.
So anyways, I wound up losing everything I had in 2008. Everything.
That's how it was for my dad too, man. We were scraping.
When I say, and like, my wife is beautiful and visually and spiritually too. But everybody said my wife was a gold digging bitch.
That's crazy. But she stuck it out through that then.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, sure as I'm sitting here, not only did we eat ramen noodles, but we shared a bucket.
Oh,
like,
man.
it was bad. It was so bad.
Oh, dude.
But you know what? Just like you, when you were telling your story, like, hey, I remember telling her, hey, if you'll stick it out with me, this is the worst that it's ever going to
Hell
be.
yeah, man.
It's only going to get better from here.
Fuck yeah. No, that's the truth. Like when you fucking bite the dust and you're in the bottom of the fucking barrel and you're eating 2 cans of food a day or ramen noodles or whatever, that's the worst you're ever going to be unless you die.
Can't get worse.
It can never get worse than that. So like after that, like I remember going through what I did with that place, and I was freezing and I was cold, and every day I was like, man, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it isn't. And I was like, nope, just another day. I just tell myself, I just make another day is another day I'll dig out of this. And it's like, now I look at life and everything that I've done for myself and all these things I've achieved. And I'm like, man, I'm grateful when I walk in a room and there's a light switch to fucking turn on, because I had no fucking power.
Yeah.
Like I was walking a 1/4-mile driveway because it was too icy to drive up with a bucket, either 5-gallon pail of water or gas for a generator daily. Like, it was insane. And it's like you get to the point that when you finally start to have things in life and you're like, wow, like you're so internally grateful for every little bit that you can, like, you know what I mean? Like you get in the trenches and now you have these nice things in the cars and like this badass shop with the big bucks you shot in here. And it's just like, fuck yeah, you earned it. You fucking went through every piece. But the problem is people just see the nice shit and then they think like, oh, this motherfucker scammed someone or they had a handout. And it's like, no, you earned every day of this. Like it's days of dedication through good and bad and like in sickness and health, like all these things that you fucking like damn near suffer through, but people don't see that.
It's about, and those things, like it's relationships and character and how, and a job well done and just simply like, just do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah.
And do the right thing when people aren't watching.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we picked ourselves up off the floor and we saved what we had to save, because when you file bankruptcy, like you can't buy anything.
Yeah.
Because nobody will talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
So it is kind of cool because like you don't get any spam calls. You're not on the list.
Oh, you're done when you hit bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Huh?
Nobody calls you.
Well, that's a plus.
That's a blessing in disguise. But I went to work for this really cool guy, became my mentor, and much like you and Troy, and he taught me so much about business risk taking and calculated risk taking. Introduced me. He's that guy that's like, hey, grab my hand. I'm finna pull you up.
It's not a handout, but it's the knowledge. I say that all the time, dude. Like,
I'm finna pull you up.
Oh, man. The best people you could be around, like, I admire so much is Drew Discount, which
he's great.
about. Oh, man.
He's great.
And, you know, I would never, I don't ever want the guy's money. I don't want what he has. It's not like that. But I'm like, the knowledge he has and the way he talks and the way he holds himself, like you hang around 4 winners, you'd be the 5th. You hang around 4 losers, you'd be the 5th. And that's why I admire so much having people. I'm like, no, I want to make millions. I want to build my life. I want to get somewhere. Like, I love my truck. My truck's just for me. I don't think I can handle having drivers and them like mogging shit. I don't think I can mentally do that. But I really want to get into real estate because my grandmother did real estate and like properties. And I really think I have a good niche with that. And, but it's just really cool and admirable to see what somebody does with their life to the extreme with you, with him, like, and just being like, oh, I can do that. Like, you know, and just even the knowledge of sitting here and just being like, hey, like, if you do this, and this, or whatever, like, I don't want your money. It's not like that, but it's like, but you've done it and you could just shed knowledge of any little thing of like, oh, hey, you should be doing this instead of that. Like, fuck yeah, I'll take that advice. You know what I mean? And I'll start doing this. Yeah. And like, that's what it is. And that's, Troy was like that for me with a lot of shit.
And the thing about it is like when those people are reaching down saying, let me grab my hand, let me pull you up. You know, those aren't the haters. Those are people that like genuinely want to help. And if they're telling you something, like when Steven was telling me, he's my mentor. I mean, I owe all this to him.
Yeah.
He taught me everything about the oil field trucking, which is that's what we did. That's where we made it. Not only did he teach me how to do it, he's like, call this guy. Yeah. Call this guy. Call it. Because he had sold out. Like he was sitting at home. He's retired, whatever. I was working for somebody else. And I had saved up over many years. I had saved up like, I think $70,000, $80,000, somewhere in there. It's $70,000, $80,000 to my name, which
That's
is
awesome. That's a good amount of money.
It was a large. It took us years to save that up, and coming out of failure. So that was, we failed in '08. Fast forward all the way to 2016, 2015, right about 2015 and a half. So I tell Abby, I'm like, hey, you know all that money we saved, like for the past, 7, 8 years? Yeah. I said, I think I'm going to go in business again. I've been listening to Steven, and he keeps telling me, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And so, and she's like, is there a chance you could lose it? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that's the fucking risk, man.
I mean, we could lose every bit of it.
Yeah.
And so she was like, if you think you can do it, I support you. She was teaching at the college up here.
That's awesome.
And she had went back to college and got her master's, and she was a professor up there. And so I went and made my insurance down payment, which was so much cheaper back then.
Yeah.
And I by that time, I had gotten some trucks over the years, and I had put them, with my buddy's help, Steven, I had put them in South Louisiana on one of the LNG plants down there, hauling sand with end dumps, building the site. And so they were down there. They were making a little bit of money, not a ton, but they were paying for themselves, and I was able to get those 4 trucks. And so I had quit my job, and I had went to work for Steven, helping him with his company. Well, he wound up selling out again. And when he sold out again, I was like, I'm doing it. So I told her, we went and made our insurance down payment. And a week or 10 days into it, dead broke.
Oh, no.
Not a penny. I'm talking about, like, can't even pay the fuel bill.
Oh, no.
I'm like, well, that didn't take long.
Oh, shit.
And so I called Mr. Tommy was one of my company men. He was my customer at a little oil company, and we were taking care of a drilling rig for him. And I called him, and it was a larger company. And I was like, I need help.
Yeah.
How can you help me? And he was like, well, damn, son. I mean, I give you all this work. How much? What you want me to do it for you? And I'm like, nah, man. I said, look, I just started out, man. I said, I'm broke. I need y'all to pay me. And he was like, it hadn't even been 30 days. I was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed, but after my insurance down payment, and I had to pay my employees the first week, and fuel bill, we had a couple breakdowns, and I had to buy a vacuum pump. I had to rig my trucks out and get started.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll see what I can do, but, like, we don't pay for 90 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit. So anyways, we're 2 weeks into this deal, and I think it was like Wednesday. Friday rolls around, and we're wondering, like,
what the fuck's gonna happen?
Can we make payroll?
Yeah.
And because we paid bi-weekly. So we were wondering how we were going to pay the fuel bill on Monday, because it came out. And lo and behold, man, the oil company paid us on Friday. I saw ACH come into our checking account, and I was like, thank you, God. So I called him up, and I thanked, I didn't call God. I called Tommy. I called Mr. Tommy, and I told him, I said, man, we got paid today. I can't thank you enough. And he said, you just make sure them trucks are on the job and doing a good job.
Yeah.
I said, oh, they will be.
Yeah.
I'll be out there myself. And he was our first customer, and we worked for him until he wound up retiring from that company. And then I couldn't get credit anywhere.
Yeah.
And so some of this might help you too.
Yeah.
And I've got all kind of contacts now of people that'll loan money on trucks, but I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
I didn't know who to call. I didn't have any experience. I didn't, only credit I had was wasted back in 2008. And so this story could go on for 4 hours, but I'll end with this last little part. So I met this guy. I was trying to buy some more trucks because Steven had set me up with more customers. He didn't want anything.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't ask for $1. He was just like, call this guy, he's looking for trucks. Call this guy, he's looking for trucks. Call this guy, he's looking for trucks. And like I said, everything, even this room we're sitting in, like, I owe it to my boy Steven.
That's crazy.
I mean, he just handed it to me on, like, call this guy, call this guy, call this guy.
Yeah.
And then it turns into these guys are saying, call this guy. And then before you know, because they hear, like, you're willing to work hard and do a good job and be honest on your billing.
Yep.
And just be honest with people.
Exactly, yeah.
And so, anyways, I get in touch with this dude in Atlanta, Georgia, and he's a loan equipment loan broker, but he doesn't deal with banks. He deals with, like, I don't know. Honestly, I felt like I was borrowing money from the mob a couple of times.
Oh, that's funny.
Because he told me a couple of times, he was like, whatever you do, don't miss a payment.
Yeah.
Because this is not the bank.
Yeah.
And that's as far as he went.
And that's it, yeah.
But so when I first met him over the phone, I've still never laid eyes on this guy. And I've borrowed literally probably $40-50 million from this guy.
That's awesome. Holy shit.
No bullshit. So my first 4 trucks, he said, I need you to give me the login to your checking account, which is like, that's weird.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to call you every day, and I'm going to log into your checking account every day,
Yeah.
and I'm going to check on you. And if you buy something stupid, or if the trucks aren't working, or if you make a late payment,
Yeah.
I'm coming to get the trucks, and we're
And
done.
you're fucking done.
Done. And so I think, and he told me, he said, and in 6 months, we'll talk more.
Yeah.
He called me every day. Call me on weekends.
That's
Call
crazy.
me every day. And we were because I learned my lesson in OA about buying dumb shit.
Oh, yeah, because this guy's like checking every fucking time, you know?
So I didn't buy any dumb shit. Like, I bought business only. I wasn't even on payroll. Like,
That's crazy.
I was making nothing. And there wasn't nothing to make anyways. And so after a month, I made the first payment after a month, and Harrison called me and he was like, dude, we're on. What do you need? I was like, I need 10 trucks. He was like, go find 10 trucks.
Yep.
I get those 10 trucks coming. He's like, how's it going? He called me all the time. He's like, what do you need? I'm like, I need 10 trucks. I need 10 trucks. I need 5 trucks. I need 30 trailers. I need 10 trucks. I need 20 trailers.
That's awesome.
And and the thing is, like, loyalty, after
It goes a long fucking ways, man.
a time period, like, I could have borrowed that money from anybody else because we were established. But I always called him.
Yep.
Even to this day, like, he called me yesterday just checking on me. Like, what's going on? He knows I'm not borrowing any money. But he literally called me yesterday to see what's going on, how you doing or whatever. But, like, people underestimate how much honesty and loyalty.
It goes forever and ever. Like, if you show someone you have that character, I truly believe, like, me meeting Troy at that bar, like, he's just saw that with me, and, like, that guy's like my dad now. Like, if he calls me, I don't care I don't care if I'm meeting the fucking president. I'd be like, gotta go. That's like my motherfucking dad. Like, no matter what, he knows to the trenches of the end of this. I owe that to him to the ends of the earth because no one would even fucking help me, and he just gave me a chance to figure it the fuck out. You know what I mean? And, like, that's all you need. And if you can show that you have character and you're not a shyster and you're not fucking people over and someone is willing to give you that chance, which I promise you, like, there is someone to give you that chance.
Yes.
Like, you just have to stay persistent. Like, people are like, oh, you're so fortunate. Like, you got a handout. It's like, oh, you didn't see the 6 months of me with resumes. Like, hey, will you hire me? I'll be the best employee. Fuck you. We don't want you.
You didn't.
Oh, you're a girl.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want you. Oh, you're too expensive because you're under 25. We don't want you. Come back in 5 years. Like, they don't see that. It was like after 6 months of, like, push. Random guy came in the bar one day. We had a conversation about trucks, and he's like, I'll hire you. And I was like, fuck, I'm not going to be like Joe Dirt in a hole, right? Like, where's my auto
Did you
trade?
really tell him that?
I swear to God, may God strike me dead, dude. He started laughing. I was like, man, I don't want to be like Joe Dirt asking for my auto trade.
We were when Truck Show Joe came on here, we were talking about Joe Dirt for a minute. I love that show. When my brother was alive, he could just recite anything. He had this crazy memory. He could recite any song, any movie. He could do. He's brilliant. He was just a brilliant guy. He was so smart, and I'm not. I got the charisma. He got all the smarts. And
well, shit, you did something though.
And so, anyways, but he would just randomly, just off the wall, recite Joe Dirt. It was the funniest thing.
Oh shit, that's funny. That's a good movie. Yeah, that's what I thought of. Cause like, so my mom always had this joke. It was actually a really crazy story. So like, she always used to say, Markel, no one's gonna steal you a candy or puppies. They're gonna offer you a truck and you're gonna get abducted. You know, cause my dad drove trucks my whole life, and I was always like Kenworth and Peterbilt, and I was diehard. And we were going down to visit my family down Long Island one time, and it was in the middle of the night in fucking New Jersey, and we got out like to go in the truck stop or whatever. And there was this sweet, I can't remember the guy at a Kenworth or Peterbilt now, but he had a sweet truck, and I got right out of the car. And I walked right up to him, and I was like, hey, man, like, this is an awesome truck. Like, my dad drives truck. And I shook his hand. I was like, I'm Markel, but I was like 15. And my mom was like, get the fuck in the car. Like, you're going to get abducted, right? And I was like, no. And I was like, have a good day. Like, super sweet truck. And my mom was chewing my ass in the car. But she's like, you're going to get fucking stolen. I'd missed this year at Matt's. Last year, this guy comes up to me. Everyone knows me as Pretty Peter. I usually never say my name, right? And he's like, hey, Markel. And I was like, oh, fuck, like, am I in trouble? Like, no one knows my name. And he was like, you were about 14, 15 years old when you came up to me at a truck stop and told me I had a nice truck. And I saw you on social media, and I knew you were that fucking kid. And I was like, oh, my God. And I took a picture with him, and I couldn't fucking believe it. And I was like, that guy probably thought that was the craziest shit ever. I was an itty-bitty little kid like, man, you got a sweet truck, because I was always about trucks. It was so crazy. But that's what my mom always said. She's like, you're going to get stolen. Someone's going to offer you a truck, and you're going to get fucking abducted.
Here's the keys.
And fucking thank God Troy was as decent as he was, because that would have been it right there. Like, get on a plane. And I gave my best friend my Apple ID, and I wrote a little note that said, if I go missing, look for me in 24 instead of 48. Yeah. I swear to God, I did.
Yeah, really.
Fuck yeah, I did. And I wrote down his name to what I knew in that town in Iowa. And I was like, okay, guys, see ya. And changed my life, my whole fucking life.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, man, I'd do anything for him, dude. He's like my dad, and his kids are all like my siblings now. Like, they're just so good to me. And I told him, I was like, dude, you put me in this truck, and I've been in this truck for like 4 years now, because I left my ex, and then I got in that truck, and I was like, well, I'll just keep stacking money. I'll buy land and buy houses, and I'll grow from there. So that's what I've done.
Do you think you'll buy land back in Montana again? Or?
I would really like to. So like, I think. So one thing I really learned about
moving they have better winters, like, Oklahoma, Texas.
Well, I thought about moving to Florida. Most of my family's in Florida.
Florida has good winters.
They've been pushing me really hard to move down there, but I learned a lot about Montana. So when I moved to Montana, I tried to get an apartment, but the apartments are $2,000 a month, and I couldn't afford it. I was like, I can't do it. But if you get a mortgage, I paid $534 a month for my mortgage. It's a 30-year mortgage. I could afford that, right? And that's why I was like, fuck it, I'll live in a tent, right? And, but what I learned is there's so many rich people pouring into Montana that there's no housing for people that are average Joe. They work at the gas station, they work at the grocery stores.
I don't know where they live.
They live in campers. They're broker than hell. The rich people have moved in there and drive so many people out. And I was just very fortunate that I didn't give up. I was like, just kept calling. I was like, how do I do this? And they would either tell me to fuck off, or they'd give me a general idea of who to call or where to go. And I just kept asking questions. So I got what I wanted. And I started to realize it was like, find a demand and supply it. And I was like, the biggest thing that we're lacking in Montana right now is housing for average Joe people. Yeah. What they need is like rent for about $1,000 a month. That's what they need to afford. And realistically, with taxes, you can charge someone $1,000 a month and still pay your taxes and profit a little bit of money. Like maybe not astronomical. I'm not saying you're not making like no condo, $50,000 a month kind of shit. It's not like that. But like, if I went out there, so I had this plan. I was like, well, what I want to do is start out with like 10 acres. I can get 10 acres. I'm sure I could, but I just want to put as much down as I can, right? Buy 10 acres, put 10 cabins on 10 acres. So if you ever wanted to divide it and sell it, you could sell each house on 1 acre. It would probably profit. I guarantee probably $200,000 to $300,000 if you really sold it as a house there. But start, I don't know, Emmerich Enterprises. I don't know, whatever. That's my last name. And turn around, buy this, build the cabins. I figured out the hard way. I can build houses, not as efficiently as everyone else, but I could suffer through and do it, right? And if I started building nice little houses, like 1-2 bedrooms, and I rented them out for a couple $100 a month, $1,000 a month, you know what I mean? So that people could have their pets, have children. Everyone wants to rent and say, no pets. Yo, you're kids, you're this, you're whatever. Well, you just took life out of everyone else's fucking life. Now they have no place to live. So make them around $1,000 a month. Are they probably going to get fucked up? Yep, I'm sure they probably will. Put it in the clause with the rental. Hey, we're going to take your money down if you don't keep it nice or whatever. And then start racking them up. Eventually, one house for $1,000 a month turns into 10 houses. That's $10,000 a month. 15 houses, 20 houses. You know what I mean? You start to develop, and then people that actually are locals have a place to live again.
Yeah.
And if you can hold out, like if you can buy the land for cash and build the houses out of pocket, you will eventually start to rack up that money. And eventually that's like retirement money. That's like, hey, like I can go drive my truck and fuck off and whatever. Well, that's generating money on its own. Like, because pretty much like right now, like trucking makes money and I don't take anything out of trucking at all. Trucking just keeps feeding itself.
So do you think that, keeping in mind about the trucking, do you think that going to the truck shows really helps your social media and
tremendously, like
because you just went to 75, right?
Yeah. Yep, and that worked out really well. So I don't know if I should say the names or not, but I've had quite a few people reach out to me that literally want me to advertise their products and do a bunch of stuff, and a lot of really good potential plans, you know what I mean, to do stuff with just parts and whatever, you know. And did you have a bug on you?
Did I?
I don't know. You like thought you did.
I thought I did,
but I didn't see it if you did. But yeah, it just you can't message me on anything. Like there's nothing. Like if you try to message me on TikTok, I'd never see it. On Facebook, I'll never see it because there's too many weirdos and I don't want to deal with it. It's too much, you know.
Yeah.
So the only way people really reach out to me is truck shows. So that's now why I kind of do the truck shows, because one, I like going just hanging out anyways, but two, because people always come up to me and they have something they want advertised or whatever, or they want to do business together, or you know what I mean. Like I had a girl reach out to me and was like, hey, you have a lot of potential with Pretty Peter and t-shirts. And I was like, I do, but I want to make sure I'm doing it with a really, like, I don't want to just have my name on shit to sell shit to people.
For
I
real,
want to be
like,
quality. I don't want to sell people garbage. And that's what I'm struggling with right now, because I am such a perfectionist that I want to do it myself, but there's not enough time with owning a business and trucking.
Yeah.
So I'm struggling with that. You know?
We years ago, we did t-shirts and hats, and you can't do the fulfilling, like mailing the stuff out. Like you have to partner with somebody that's going to take care of that for you. And
but
then,
how do you trust someone, man? I struggle with it aggressively.
I'm telling you, I had multiple different deals that I made with different people, and I never really felt like that. Well, number one, like if you're going to do a business deal, if it's my name or my company name, I shouldn't have to call you and ask you how many hats did we sell or shirts, and it shouldn't be like it's on a piece of scratch paper or something. Yeah. Like it should be pretty professional looking. Like you sold this many. Yep. Here's what I owe you. You can expect it in 7 days or whatever. And there are so many people out there. And all, you know, off camera, I can tell you a few people that we partnered with that went really well. Yeah. And I can tell you some people that are going to hit you up if they haven't already, and it did not go well. Yeah. Like, and then there's people out there that you just have to call and say, I didn't give you permission to be selling my stuff. Yep. So I'm going to have my lawyer call you if you don't stop right away. Yep. And, oh, well, Markel, I have 300 shirts. Okay, I don't care. Yeah. You shouldn't have made 300 shirts because that's my trademark. Yep. And anyways.
That's why it's important to trademark all your shit and everything.
It is. Yep. We had, we got into we did Hater Made Mafia for a while, and I really liked that. We trademarked it, and we quit selling the biggest reason why we quit selling was because Naomi came to Nacogdoches and sat down with us, and she does Hater Made. You know her?
I don't know. I know Hater Made. Like
Hater Made Apparel. Not Jacob.
Oh, okay.
But Naomi has a company called Hater Made Apparel down in Houston. And she came up here, and it was really all about how she approached it. She was cool. We went and had lunch, and she said, is this how you make your living? And I was like, no, it's like literally walking around money.
Yeah.
What I make off these hats and things.
Yep.
And she was like, is there any way you would consider stop doing that? Because people are confusing our businesses, and like, this is my life. This is my whole livelihood. And people are confusing our businesses. And if you're just doing it for walking around money, and this is my livelihood,
yeah,
I'm just wondering, is there any way you would consider, not doing it anymore?
Yeah.
And I said, number one, yes, I will. I said, but number two, have you bothered to check and see if your company name is trademarked? And she was like, well, I was like, well, let me save you some trouble. It's not.
Yeah.
Because I trademarked it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want somebody else to get it. I said, but I'll give it to you.
Oh, no shit.
And I said, I'll I said, and so this is a lesson for anybody who's listening. If you've got a brand,
trademark it.
Get you a lawyer and trademark that shit, because somebody else, all they have to do is be a wise guy, and anybody can trademark it.
Yep.
And then you have to go get it.
Yep. And it's a mess.
It is a mess. It's not very much money to get it the first time, but like, if when we first started out, if I didn't trademark my company name or my logo, well, anybody could have went and trademarked it, and then I got to pay them $100,000 or $50,000 or $10,000 or whatever
to try to get it
to
back
get something that my lawyer could have done for $5,000, $2,500.
Yep.
So
yeah, literally.
Yeah. So,
nope, I totally agree. That's why I got a lawyer to start mine and do all of it too, because I was like, if I sell T-shirts and I go forward with that, I don't want anyone to like just take all my shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real. Yeah.
Then it's
it was very smart
show.
of you to do that.
Yeah.
You have to have a lawyer on retainer, because things are going to happen, and you're working, and it's one thing, like, if I call and say, hey, Markel, I noticed this, blah, 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 would you mind? And you're like, actually, I do mind. I'm not going to do whatever. But if my lawyer calls and he's like, hey, here's what we noticed, we're going to try this the nice way, because I always try things the nice way first. Now, I always say, like, just beneath this smile is the blackest heart known to mankind.
Yeah.
Because it's right there ready to come out all the time.
You have to protect yourself and your business and your family,
And I'm like, okay, well, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the real easy way. Because I have 3 lawyers.
Yep.
I got one for the nice way. I got one for the, like, everyday kind of business stuff. He's a little bit more money. And then I got the pit bull.
Yep.
And if I call the pit bull,
you're done.
Okay, he's $2,000 an hour.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it don't take but about an hour.
Yep.
Like, I can't give much details, but like one time we had a customer not want to pay us. A lot of money.
I've had that shit happen.
a lot of money. And like, I don't know if they're a $1 trillion company, but they're a household name.
Yeah.
If I said their name, I'll tell you off camera, but so I called the pit bull and I'm like, these people are not paying us. They saying blah, 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 all this stuff. And he's like, okay. And so we sued him. Took a year. And so my wife own the majority of our company.
Yeah.
And this is a woman-owned business. So I told him, we're well into this deal, and I told him, I said, I was laying in bed last night, and I thought about this. I said, how about you call over to their attorney and you tell them that we're going to call the Houston Chronicle and we're going to tell them that blank, 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 publicly traded household name oil company ceased doing business and refuses to pay the only woman-owned business in the whole industry, in that segment in the industry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, that's great.
After a year of going back and forth, they gave us our money, they paid our legal fees, and we agreed not to work for them anymore.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, anyways, lawyers are important.
They are important. They had, hauling cattle, that's why I like owning my truck. I like owning my business and do whatever I want, but I like pulling a trailer for someone else because they deal with just the mess. They got the work anyways, you know what I mean? And I really enjoy the people I work for quite a bit. Like, they've been very good to me. And they got a hold of me a couple weeks ago, and they said, hey, Markel, you remember that load you ran from, like, Washington out to East Iowa or whatever? I said, yeah. They're like, this guy still won't pay, and we don't really, and they're the nicest people in the world, and they're like, we don't really know what to do. And I'm like, how aggressive do you want to get? Because I'll fuck these people up. You know, I was like, 6 months? I was like, why didn't you say anything? Because honestly, like, these people always been so honest with me. I don't double check them. And I probably should, you know, but they've always been good to me. And my checks usually always come roughly. I just eyeball. I'm like, okay, it's about what I should be getting in there. And I wasn't that aggressive looking at everything, you know? So I'm like, they didn't pay me or the other driver? And they're like, no. They're like, we've been calling for 6 months. They finally blocked our phone numbers. And can you call this guy? I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I can. They got the wrong bitch this time. So I call. I got 2 phones. Call. No answer. I sent him a text. I'm like, hey, my name is Markel. I ran a load for you like last November. You never paid. That's not for free. No answer. Here's the deal, bud. I was like, okay, well, now since you want to block everyone's number, you're not answering me. You haven't blocked my number yet because I see it's delivered. I was like, we're going to go 2 ways on this. If you do not pay me and this other driver, he owed us like 18 grand. I was like, not only am I going to hire a lawyer and you're going to pay us, I was like, I have about 15 to 20 million views a month on Facebook. I will broadcast you entirely on there and tell everyone not to ever fucking hire you to haul cattle ever fucking again. Like, you will, like, everyone will know your name entirely if you do not fucking answer me. I got a text within 5 minutes. Well, we didn't pay you because you had down cows. I said, no, I did not. I said, now you're fucking lying to me, and that's not fucking okay. Like, you didn't pay your bill because you're a cheap motherfucker, and now you're adding lies to this equation. Like, that's not okay, and I'll make your life fucking worse for you. Like, it's not okay, right? So I tell him, here's the deal. I was like, I'm not paying for any down cows because I didn't have any down cows because I watched every fucking cow walk off my trailer, and the same with the other driver as well. And I said, and you will pay us for this. And I said, because if you don't, like, not only is the lawyer going to force this money out of you because you didn't fucking pay, I was like, but everyone's going to know your face. Like, that's where we're at pretty much. He's like, well, I'll send a check, he says. I'm like, okay, cool. So I text my boss back. I'm like, hey, check's on the way. They're like, no fucking way. So I send them screenshots of the text, you know. And they're like, okay, cool. Well, a month goes by. My boss is like, hey, like, there's no check came in. I was like, really? So I texted him, like, hey, no check showed up. Why? He doesn't answer me. I give it like another week. I'm like, hey, if you do not send a check, I will publicly fucking blast you and hire a lawyer. Like, we're just going to pry the money out of you, and then everyone's going to know you're an asshole, you know?
Yeah.
No answer. I gave it one more week, and on Friday I said, hello. He never answered me. Well, you got the wrong bitch. So I went on Facebook, and I reverse searched. Well, I went online, and I reverse searched his phone number to make sure it was, in fact, who it was. Got his phone, like, made sure it was that guy. Like, okay. Looked him up on Facebook. Got to be the only guy with a cow trailer that's on his fucking Facebook. That's the guy right there. Matches the name, whatever. Willie put his whole Facebook page, has his wife's name, or the town he grows up in, the whole nine. So then I took his information and I Googled it, found out what town he lives in, his property, it's all public information. So I screenshotted everything and I made a big video and I just explained the whole situation. Hey, we ran this run It was 28 hours straight with cattle on. I said the whole story just very bluntly. I wasn't bashing anyone, just exactly what happened. And I just put his fucking name, his Facebook page, the town he lives in, all public information. I put it on there. He started calling my boss, take that the fuck down. She got my wife involved. Oh no, that's public information. You put your wife on your Facebook page. I'm not even friends with you and I can see all your information. Like, maybe you should lock your Facebook up. And that's what I said. And he flipped out. And my boss was like, you think you could take it down? And I was like, I'm not taking it down till he mails us a fucking check. And then I'll wait for the check to clear.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I guess that I was like, I told you a month ago and I gave you 3 separate warnings to pay us and you didn't. Dude, that post got 400,000 or 500,000 fucking views on it.
Oh, they will.
On Facebook alone?
Yeah.
Not even just TikTok. Dude, that guy was sweating bullets. I was like, and I did, and everyone was like, holy fuck.
we
it was crazy.
We had one that was, it was cheap, man. And it's always the people that don't want to pay much per mile.
Yeah.
Are always the people that it's like if you don't have anything else to do, you can go work for them. Mm-hmm. And then they're the ones that don't want to pay you. And that's one thing that disappointed me about the cattle hauling too was when I got into it, I really thought the most of people. Mm-hmm. Like I really thought these are all good people.
Yeah.
And they're just not. Like there are some good people. I still have a lot of friends that haul cattle and they're good people. I've got some buyers that are friends of mine that I talk to regularly still now. I made friends with them. And like I was looking for some cows recently. I called up one of my buyers that I used to haul for and he found me, my wife wanted some Charolais. And so he found me a truckload of Charolais to put on my property. And I didn't truck them. I don't fool with it. No. Could have called you. Like, hey, drive way the hell over here to East Texas. But anyways, we went and got them and brought them out there and we're growing them up and whatever. But man, it's like these people. It's like they don't pay much, and then you go do the job, and then they start some bullshit about the cows, and then they don't, and then they wait forever to pay you. And so we had quit doing cattle for, many months. Yeah. Many months. And I was so patient with some of these people. And all I ever heard was, we're going to pay. Yeah. So I carried, or it wasn't me, it was one of my truck pushers. They lost the bills. Well, we keep copies like everyone does. So I bring another set of copies. I have a truck pusher. I'm like, well, just go. It was to Capitol. I can't remember where their office is. So I'm like, bring all these out there. Here's who you give them to. Tell them don't lose them this time. Yeah. And so they call back. Thank you for, we had lost them, blah, blah, blah. We're going on like 9 months old tickets, you know, that we don't even haul cattle anymore. Yeah. And so the guy calls, he actually called Abby. And he was really shitty with her. And she's not the one, she's not going to back down. Yeah. Like, she's as nice as can possibly be, but she's a light switch. And it's like, oh, so you want to be that way. Flip, you know. And so usually in the middle of that, she'll text me and say, do you ever want to work for so-and-so again?
That's funny.
And so she did. She was like, do you ever want to work for Capitol again? I said, hell no, I don't want to work for them anymore. We're still trying to get paid from 9 months ago. She was like, okay, well, I'm confident you're not going to get to work for them anymore in a minute. So she calls me. She was like, you can come in my office and I'll tell you what just happened. And so I go in there. She was like, well, you're definitely never working for them again. Oh, shit. But we're getting paid. And I was like, why does it have to be like that?
People are terrible,
just
man.
Pay your bills.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. That's why I kind of enjoyed not owning the trailer because, like I've talked to him about buying the trailer because I'm like, well, I want it to be polished out and be clean and whatever. Yeah. And I told him, I was like, well, if I buy it, can I just still stay under your name? But I just want to own the trailer and then it's another write-off and whatever. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So, like, that's something I've really been pondering around when I pay off my truck. But, like, they but I don't have to deal with anything like that. I just deal with my business. I deal with what I pay for, and and I try to be good with my money to a certain extent, but they deal with the mess of it for the most part. This was like the first time when they called me and was like, hey, this one guy just really isn't paying. And I was like, yeah, I'll handle that in a hurry, So, it's kind of nice, especially owning a business. And I put a lot of time and effort in the social media that I don't got to deal with it. They deal with it. You know what I mean? I just haul loads and do whatever. But like, we work so well with each other, and I really love these people to death. Like, they just let me do what I want with the trailer. They let me go where I want and whatever, and they just like, nope. But they know I take care of it. They know I'm not out here mobbing it around. Like, I grease it. Like, I put tires on it like last month. You know what I mean? And I never called them. Like, I pay a percentage. I was never like, hey, can you just do $2,000 in tires? I just took it and put tires on the fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, and so
if you do it that way, like from a maintenance standpoint, and we've done it every way possible, just seeing what's the best way. If you take your trailer and you at one time go get some virgin like steer tire, even double coin, because we tried everything. I want to talk about tires for a minute, because that's something like every truck driver can relate to if you're the one buying them. But we tried. I'm gonna tell you 2 stories about tires real quick, and you're gonna say no way about the second story. But the first one is I used to run, when I had only a few trucks, we ran Toyo everything. Like, I'm a Toyo guy.
Toyos,
And we were actually sponsored by Toyo for a little while, mostly from like pickup trucks and things like that, but not on big trucks, even though we bought tons of Toyo tires. But like, if you notice, like all my show trucks had Toyos.
Oh yeah.
And that because we were sponsored by Toyo for a little while, but I've got some great friends over there in the corporate office at Toyo. Regardless, once we got to have so many trucks, I just tried to buy a double coin of all of the off-brand tires, Chinese, whatever you want to call them. They're really not even Chinese anymore. They're whatever.
Yeah.
All over the world, because they moved them out of China because of tariffs. But double coin was the best one, and there's some other good ones. But if you buy like 8 double coin steer tires and put it on your trailer, they will last a long time.
Really?
Yes. Steer tires.
Shit.
They'll last a long time, as long as you're not like running over curbs and
mobbing them and shit.
Yeah, doing like stupid stuff, hitting like big rocks. Like, they'll last a really, really long time because they're all brand new together. The second story is we had the Michelin man bugging us because we had a lot of trucks.
Yeah.
And so everybody wants to sell us tires. Well, the Michelin guy was bugging us to death. Buy these tires. And so he brought some tires for us to look at.
Yeah.
And they are good tires. They're good tires. But we were off-road primarily in the oil field. And so I said, is this the right tire for my application? Yes, sir. This is the right tire. This is the best bang for your buck. You're going to get more use out of this tire than anything. I said, okay. I said, I'll tell you what. I'm going to make you a deal. I'm going to buy 8 of your tires. No, I didn't say buy. I said, I'll tell you what. You let me demo 8 of those drive tires.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take 8 of my double coin virgin drive tires, pretty much same tread pattern.
Yeah.
Different prices, obviously.
Yeah, incredibly different.
This is years ago, and so like that Michelin tire was running like $800 a tire. Mm-hmm. Well, back then a double coin is running like $225.
Yeah.
Ish. It could have been $210, $225, regardless, doesn't really matter. So I told him, I said, here's what we'll do. You demo me 8. I'm gonna buy. I've already have these because I get them in container loads.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put them on. All right. And if those tires right there, the Michelins, if they don't last through 3 sets of double coins, It really would take 4, to be honest with you.
That's crazy.
But if they don't last through 3 sets of double coins, then I don't owe you for the tires. But if they do, then I'll start buying Michelin.
Yeah.
Because 225, it'd be 550, be 775. So you're almost neck and neck on a tire.
Yeah.
3-to-1. And he's like, can't do it. He said that there's no way that the Michelin will last through 3 double coins. It won't do it. I was like, well, then what are we even talking about?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, I'm trying to help you sell this to me, but
He's like, nope.
What? I mean, so
That's nuts.
what benefit do I have? And he said, well, the benefit is you got to change the tires more often. I'm like, I have 4 tire guys.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about changing tires. I could care less. My view of it is I got thicker treaded tires 2 more times.
Yeah.
Even though they're wearing down faster, I got brand new tires that may have like impacts on the sidewalls or whatever. So anyways, that's something to think about when you're...
That's crazy. No shit. You know, I never had good luck with Michelins. They never
ran.
Man, I ran them on my steers. They were fucking garbage after 30, 40,000 miles. And I think that was part, like, there's something going on my front end. Like, I've always had weird with the tires, but I usually get, like, at least 50,000 miles with those Michelins.
What do you run on drive tires?
Toyos.
Oh, yeah.
I like the Toyos, man.
I like Toyos.
I got Toyos on my drives this time. I think I got Grand Generals on the steers. I kind of cheaped out this time. But he said that, like, I've been getting the same tires from Fremont in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Or shit. Fremont in, was it Fremont Tire in Sioux City, Iowa?
Yeah.
That's what it is. And I've been going, Troy always got his tires there, and I go there, and every time I go there, I tip all those boys $20 each. I've never waited not one fucking time, nothing. So I always go back there, and they've been super good to me. And the guy this time was like, hey, you should just, I know they only make it 40, 50, give or take. Just throw these, they're good. I was like, okay, fuck it. So I did, but I put Toyos on the drives, and the drives have always been good. And then the tires I did on the trailer this time were Yokohamas. I tried those. They said they were pretty good at Southern Tire. So I was like, fuck it, I'll try those.
Yeah.
Make sure it lasts long.
What do you remember what a Yokohama costs now?
Hell, I paid $2,000 for 4.
Oh, that's about right.
That's about what I paid for on the axle.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, it was expensive, but I was like, give me the best tire because they get beat up so bad in that fucking trailer. And the roads in Texas out west, the flattest place on the earth with the skinniest fucking roads I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I was like, why do they do this to us? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm
and your
over here
road's like
hopping
this
ditches.
wide.
Yeah, it's
You're like
insane.
right on the line everywhere you go. Oh, so you're talking about 107 a while ago, and I was thinking about this roads being there. Long time ago. Every truck driver drives the fastest truck in the world.
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
And so I used to have this guy, Outlaw, rest in peace, Outlaw. He died of cancer. He's one of my best truck driving buddies ever. And he used to say, that truck run a hole in the wind. He said, oh, you don't want to mess with it. And the funny thing is, like, I owned both trucks. I had a white one and a red one, W9. And he drove, I think he drove the red one, I drove the white one. And he would always tell me, this is the baddest truck on the planet. I'm like, you can't mess with my truck. I'm like, I literally own both of them. Anyways, one time I was coming on the top side, coming through New Mexico, eastbound. And I'd come down out of Colorado with a load of hay and on a step deck. And I was in a W9 with a 550 Cat. And I'm telling you, I was the fastest truck on the planet.
No shit.
Because I was driving it.
What, did you top it out?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What'd you top it out at?
No, I don't know. It went past 85.
Oh, you gotta have the GPS up.
Well, that was back. It was a long time ago. We didn't have GPS back
I get
then.
what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Got MapQuest.
We didn't even have iPhones back then. This is probably, just to give you an idea, this is probably back like 2006 ish. That's when the very first little GPS screen came in a Peterbilt, and it was about this big.
Oh, that's funny.
And it would put you out in a field somewhere. The GPS was so bad. Anyways.
That's funny.
So I'm cutting. It was like 2 a.m. I'm trying to get back to Texas and legal. I'm by myself. I'm booking it, man. I'm giving this truck all it's got and trying to stay awake. And anyways, I see in the background back behind me, I seen these trucks coming. And I had a little bit more pedal. I didn't have a lot, but I felt like I had a little bit more. And I had plenty of RPM. And so I was like, I got on the radio. I could hear them talking. So I'm like, hey, guys, where y'all going to? And they said where they were going. And I said, well, I'm going through there. I said, I'm going to start speeding up. Man, y'all mind. I didn't know what they were pulling at the time. They were so far back. But I could tell they were catching me. And so I'm like, y'all mind if I run with you? And old boy come on there. He said, yeah, you can run with me if you can. And so you talking to a shit talker here. So I told him, I said, man, let me tell you what. You bring that raggly thing up here, and I guarantee you this truck will run faster than your mouth. And I was just steadily talking, boy, just 90 to nothing to these guys.
Fucking creeping on you.
And they're coming up. And I see in the background, and this is the beginning of my wanting to be a bull hauler days. And I could tell the lights were glowing, and I'm like, shit.
Just hauling ass.
They're bull haulers. I was like, I done ran my mouth. And he says, the guy gets up next to me, and he's like, well, that's a mighty fine truck. He said, if it ran as fast as your mouth does. And so by this time, like, I'm on the floor. I'm giving it all it's got.
Yeah. And
I'm running like 1,800 RPM on a Caterpillar. I ain't got a lot more.
Yeah.
On a factory motor. Back then, there weren't tuning and stuff. And so I'm almost tacked out. And that hay is such a big old ass load. And it's heavy too. It's like you're dragging a parachute behind you. And so I'm giving it all it's got. And he gets on up there a little ways, and I'm like, shit. I'm not going to be able to keep up with these guys.
Yeah, no.
And so he comes on there. He was such a cool guy. He was like, am I going to have to slow down for you to run with us? Or what? And so we talked for a little ways, and they just kind of fade out into the distance out there until I can't reach them on the radio anymore.
Oh, shit. That's so funny.
Oh, it was, we had some really, really good times because we used to run the Cali all the time.
Oh,
that's what we ran. We ran 10 or 40, depending on if we were top or bottom. But we pretty much went to the same place, and because we pulled out of Lufkin back when it was Lufkin Industries, and we pulled pump jacks, and we would go there or North Dakota. We go to California or North Dakota. That's where we went, and we had some really, really good times. I had a lot of good times.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
You had to run with your pack for crane appointments.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you didn't technically have to run with them, but you had to unload with them. And so we all became friends, and we all loaded together, unloaded together, and before that, I remember coming back. We were coming back through 10, had some wire on or something. We used to do Davis wire back to Houston a lot. And I had an old Western Star. It was my first big truck. And I was coming back through El Paso, and that sucker, it broke down everywhere.
Oh, shit.
Like everywhere I went, I broke down on that truck. And I carried everything with me. And I broke down one time right on I-10, and it was like 5 o'clock traffic. And I just drifted over up next to the wall. I had the hood up, and traffic's just everywhere. And I blew a coolant line is all it was. And so I didn't have a coolant line because I probably already used it on that piece of crap, Detroit. And so I put a red rag around it, and I wrapped electrical tape.
Yeah.
And so, like, in case you ever get in a bind, like if you put a red rag around the busted coolant line, double it up and then wrap it around it, and then take electrical tape and tape it really, really tight. Just use a whole roll.
Yeah.
Use the whole roll. So I'm in the middle of doing that. I don't know if it was work or not, but that's all I had.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that, and I look over. It was DOT, and I'm like, just pretend like you don't see him. So
That's
I'm like
hilarious.
taping. I'm standing on top of the motor because it's the wall and traffic. Just 5 o'clock, and you know how El Paso is.
Oh yeah.
And this is many years ago. It's way worse now. So guy says, "Hey, when you get done with that, don't go anywhere." He said, "I'm gonna go down to the exit and come back, and we're gonna talk about you blocking traffic." And I'm like, "I'm not blocking traffic, man. I mean, everybody's getting by." I'm like, my lug nut covers are on the concrete.
Yeah.
And so I'm taping. And I'm like, "Nah, bro, not today." I let that hood down. I put my water in it. I was flooding that water in, and I could see him down there. Luckily, it was traffic. I'm like, "Not today." I get that last 10 gallons in there. I slam that hood down. I didn't even latch that bitch. I cranked it up. I had it like 1900 building air. I was like, "Wow, building air."
Get me the fuck out of here.
And I see him on the overpass, and I'm like, "Whatever, man. I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't hear him." So I just left, and I go up there, and I get like 3 exits down, and there was I want to say it was a Kenworth dealership. You get down there and you cross over, and there's a big parking lot and big dealership. They probably built a new one by now, but there's a big old parking lot up there. And I just got up there, and I went and parked in that back parking lot and went in and bought me another coolant line. And I waited a few minutes, not on him, but I had to put the line on. And while I was doing that, I was waiting. I was like, he's going to come up here.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to come up here, and I'm going to pay for this.
Yeah.
But he never came.
He was giving you time to escape is what he was doing.
I was so thankful too. I was like, "Oh man."
Oh, that's funny as shit. I was at the Stripes the other day in Hereford, and working for Flores. They're all Hispanic, you know. So half of them don't even speak English. So one of the boys were over there, and he came up to me and spoke super broken English, and he's trying to tell me that DOT was up the road. And I'm like, nah, it's okay. He's like, no, ticket. He's like, showing me his phone, like he got a slew of tickets. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go to the washout. I was like, they probably just got one person. I'll sneak by. I was like, I ain't no bitch. Like, it'll be fine, you know. Well, in Hereford, when you come down the road, kind of dips down and comes back up. I leave after getting fuel. I'm like, fuck, I'll be okay, you know. Like, no fucking logbook, fucking, you know, just nothing's right in my truck at the moment, you know. And I get down the last dip, and I come up, and there was a fucking wall of them pulling every truck in. And there was one last turnaround a quarter mile ahead of them. Man, I locked the brakes up on my fucking beat so fucking fast. Like, oh, fuck no. It's like, I thought there was one little guy out here busting everyone. Not a whole fucking goddamn herd of, like, DOT officers smoking everyone in front of the washout. Like, they were right in front of the West Texas washout. And man, I swear to God, a quarter mile, they literally saw me fucking flip a bitch right in front of them, and I turned right to fight, and I thought for sure they're going to chase me.
They didn't come back?
They never came and got me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, shoot.
Back in the day, on that same Western Star, I got pulled in New Mexico, and this is a long time ago. This is probably like 04, 03, somewhere in there. I never had my shit together. Paperwork, log. I was so bad at the logbook, I just didn't even do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's going to be so bad and so unbelievable. I just not even going to do it.
You're better off not having it, honestly.
And so I got pulled into the scales, red light. And I'm like, well, hell. I'm debating on, but there was nobody there. It was like only me. And I'm like, well, I can't blow it because I'm the only one. Most of the time, if there's a bunch of trucks, I would just keep going.
Yeah.
Just, you know, but no one ever came and got me and said, I was always just going to see how playing dumb would work for me.
Yeah.
But I did that at Banning one time. My first time going out there ever. I got a red light in Banning. And I'm like, not today. No way am I pulling in this bitch in this Western Star. So I get pulled in New Mexico, red light. I pull in, and it was the nice one out there on 40 with the big old mega shed, the pits and everything. And I pull in. Old boy says, come inside, bring your paperwork. I'm like, I ain't got no paperwork. So I just walk in, and he's like, did you forget your paperwork? I'm like, no, I ain't got any. He was like, what do you mean you don't have any? I'm like, I don't have any. He's like, well, do you have your fuel paper? What do they call it? New Mexico fuel paper?
Oh, yeah, like the permit or whatever.
Yeah, fuel permit, whatever. And I'm like, I ain't got it. He's like, you got a copy of insurance? I'm like, I got insurance, but I've got no paperwork. He's like, well, you tested my patience today. And I'm like, I wish I had an excuse, but like, I just really suck at paperwork. And he says, well, I'm going to have to call your boss. I was like, well, I own the truck. He's like, well, you're about an awful owner. I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
Pretty bad. He said, well, how about you pull your truck around here to the pit? And I'm like, you can just put me out of service. You don't really have to do the work because you're going to put me out of service. And he was like, well, at least you got a sense of humor about it. But go ahead and pull to the pit. So I pull around over there. I pull into the pit. He stops. He's an older fella. Cut the engine off. I get out. He says, he's looking, and he doesn't stay under there no time. He goes down. He comes right back out. He said, he's probably down there like 5 or 7 minutes. Not very long.
Yeah.
And he says, does this truck have any oil in it? And I said, yeah, it's got oil in it. He said, how do you know it's got oil in it? I said, because it's still leaking. And he said, I don't think I've ever inspected a more oil leaking truck than this one in my whole career.
That's crazy.
He said, the best thing for you to do is crank this truck up and get it out of here because you're going to leak all your oil out in my pit. And he said, and I really genuinely mean this, I wish you the best of luck. He said, this has got to be the raggliest truck I've ever seen.
That's insane.
And so he told me to leave. I had no paperwork.
He didn't want to deal with none of that.
He didn't want to deal with it.
Nope.
So he told me to leave. I'm telling you, I put my hand on the Bible. That's a true story. 100% true story.
Oh, man, I fucking love it. Sometimes they're cool like that. Sometimes they just let you go, and then sometimes they take you through the ringer.
Yeah.
I got took to the ringer in Florida.
Florida's bad.
Yeah, that's why now when I come down, like I'm bobtailing right now, like going down to Drew's, and man, fuck that trailer. Fuck, I don't want to do this. Last time I went through there, I got a load from Okeechobee up to Mississippi, and I sat at Wildwood for like 7-8 days. They couldn't get me a load out. Hung out. I was like, well, my family lives in Florida. Hung out with my family, whatever. Well, I come up and out, no logbook. I just drive right by the scale. Like, fuck it. I don't know. Like, I don't want to. Like, what? It's like 100% chance you're going to get fucked with if you pull in. It's 50-50 if you drive by. So
For real.
And I just was like, whatever. And that's the choice I made that day. Well, he had his lights on for even drove by the scale. I was like, fuck. Pull over. That guy was not fucking having it. He was by
He wasn't
the
like
book.
my...
I was full loaded with cattle, man. Like,
Oh,
dude.
you were loaded.
Yeah, he said, well, ma'am, he gives me the directions. You can pull off this exit here, go to this gas station, whatever. I'm like, how do I even scribble out a logbook driving down the road like this? Like, it's going to be a fucking mess. Like, well, fuck. All right, well, whatever. We get to the gas station. He's like, well, where's your logbook? I said, sir, I ain't got one. Well, that's automatic out of service. I said, well, you can't put me out of service. I got cows on. He's like, that's a funny thing. There's a sale barn right up the road. You can kick all your cows off. I was like, I'm not taking the cows off this fucking trailer. I was like, I rode at a sale barn. I was like, every cut is different in this trailer. Like, they're going all over the place. I was like, they're not coming off the trailer. They have to be in these pens, like, in order to come off in a certain way, whatever they had them. It was one of those loads that was a pain in the ass. He's like, no, we are taking them off this trailer. And I'm like, oh, my God. I'm like, well, am I out of service or is the truck out of service? He says, you're out of service. All right, I guess write me all the tickets you got then. So he escorted me to the sale barn, right? There's fucking nobody there, hardly. There's one guy working there. And I came up to this guy, and I was like, hey, so here's the deal. And the cops in his car just scribbling away at all his fucking tickets and shit. I was like, here's the deal, man. I was like, I'm going to make some phone calls. I'm going to have someone come get these cows, but I'm not offloading them. I was like, so whatever we need to do to act like I can't unload these cows yet. I need you to help me, please. And the guy's laughing. He's like, fuck yeah, some old ass hit kid. He's like, hell yeah. He's like, just go hit the chute. We'll tell him we're moving shit around. I'm like, all right, thank God. So I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hit the chute. We gotta move a bunch of shit around before we get the cows out. And you know, how you make it on the tickets? He's like, I'm doing good, he says. I'm like, okay. Well, like, I'm not gonna be disrespectful. Go do whatever you want. I'm calling people. I'm calling record services. Like, I got $500 cash. I need 2 people. Someone come drive my truck. And then I'll drop you off for the next exit, and then I'll just take them the rest of the way to Mississippi. Because I've been sitting for 8 days in Wildwood. It wasn't like I was driving illegally. I just didn't have the goddamn fucking book, you know? They're all sketched out, don't want to do it. Call another record company, won't do it. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So who else to call? I called my ex over in Jacksonville, Florida. I was like, hey.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I ain't talked in like a year. What's up? He's like, I'm on my way to work. I was like, not today, you're not. He said, fuck you, Markel, I'm not. He said, I need you to come haul cows right now. I was like, I'm in a bad spot. A full load with cattle. Like, I was starting to guilt trip. I was like, you're gonna let all these cows sit on this trailer like this? I was like, you can't do that to me. I'm shut down. I was like, come on, outlaw. Like, come on out of retirement. He's like, God fucking damn it, I'm calling into work right now. I got him to call into work. He drove out there like an hour and a half. And at this point, the cop just started to drive around. He was like 30 minutes away or whatever. Right as he drove around, I opened up the back door real quick and only let the tail out because that's just one cut, you know. And I end up, whatchamacallit, I was like, yeah, man, sorry, we've been fighting cows. I couldn't get them out of the trailer, whatever. I was like, where'd you come up with tickets? He said, oh, I got you. He wrote me like 4 different tickets. I was like, oh, all right. And I was like, y'all done? He said, yeah. I was like, honestly, God, dude. I said, I swear to God, I've been sitting in Wildwood for 8 fucking days, dude. I was like, I just didn't have a book. He said, well, what did he say? He was like, well, you know, you just didn't have a book and you got to have one. I said, yeah. I was like, well, you know what they say? It's, you know, it's my job not to get caught and it's your job to catch us, right? And he started laughing. He's like, that's fucked up, you know? And I was like, well, I got a ride coming. I got someone coming to pull all these cows, so we'll be good. He was like, they better have a CDL, don't they? I said, oh, yeah, but you put me out of service, not the truck, so they're going to come drive the truck. And he was like, they were pissed. They got 2 troopers that blocked off the entrances to the sale barn until he got there and come drive my truck. Thought he was going to drive my truck away.
For real?
Yeah. So we had to drive. I got him to drive my truck, and I was laughing because I don't have a passenger seat. I took it out, so it was my room. So I was like sitting on the floor in my fucking Pete while Jim drove my truck to Mississippi, and we had to drive him back to Florida after. Oh, it was funny as hell, but we had a lot of fun, though. It was good shit, and he loved it because he, you know what I mean? I was like, well, just don't wreck, you know what I mean? And he always just pegs the fucking needle out as far as it'll fucking go. I was like, whatever, thanks for helping, you know?
Yeah. He didn't blow any steer tires on
No, thank God, no. But, oh, man, it was so fucking funny,
That dude blows more steer tires than anybody.
There was something wrong with the front end of that truck, I think. It was like bent and it was getting hot and popping them tires or something like that.
It had to be.
Yeah, he was not that bad of a driver. Like, he's a good driver. He got it fucking, something was wrong. I think the first one
there's no way that you can there's no way you can blow that many steer tires.
It was
there's
like
no
7
way.
steer tires and never flipped a fucking truck. Crazy.
No.
Oh, man.
No, there's no way.
Nuts.
I've only blown 1 steer tire. Now, I will tell you this. When I was buying new trucks, we blew out, I got pictures of it, and I can't remember the name of the tire, but it was a certain tire that it didn't get recalled, but we blew out, I don't know, 20 trucks had blowed out. Jesus. Brand new.
That's terrible.
And so what we did was every truck that came in the yard, every truck that came to the shop, whatever, we went out there and physically looked at the steer tires. And if it was that make and model of tire, I can't remember whatever, R123 or what, it's not that.
You were like, absolutely
M126 or something like that. We took them off.
That's crazy.
I'm talking brand new tires. Brand spanking new that went to the factory, got put on brand new trucks, and then we took delivery. And they were, blowing out.
That's crazy.
It's probably 20 trucks, but I will tell you, like, Rush was so cool about it. Because if I remember correctly, we started reporting it to them, and we had trucks on the yard up there at Rush and Lufkin, and they started changing the tires out free of charge.
Oh, really?
Before we took delivery of the trucks. They were very proactive about it. Like
That's really good that they're at least doing that. Holding tight to
our
it.
guys here in Lufkin, like there's no better. Like everything that if we had something go wrong, they were on top of it.
That's awesome.
They
Good.
were always on top of it.
That's awesome. At least they take care of you, though.
They
you
did,
know?
man.
Hell.
We couldn't have done it without them. There's no way we could have done it without them.
I had one steer tire, it like alligatored on me. It wasn't a retread, but the center strip just came right out. I half took the fender out one time, long time ago. Yeah.
I'm telling you, a steer tire can in a
ruin your
split
life,
second,
dude.
$15,000 in damage in that quick.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. If I even catch that mine are getting fucked up, I change them. I
change
won't,
'em.
absolutely. I don't
Put 'em
even
on the
wait.
trailer.
Yep. I won't even fuck with them. If they
It's
even get
not
cupped,
worth it.
No, it's not.
If you feel something in your steering wheel, just before it gets worse, because it's not just the tires, then it's kingpins and it's tie rod ends and it's steering box and it's all these other things and the hood on the truck's already, it's only resting in this little bitty groove and you got that heavy ass hood and so you're shaking the hood and man, just change them, just change them, save them, put them on the trailer.
Hell yeah. I
mean-
agree. I don't even fuck around. I'll take a drive tire to the Toolies pretty much. I'll take that to the end of the world, but steer
Yeah.
tire, fuck no.
Yeah,
Holy smokes. It's terrible.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes me nervous. I won't do that shit. But I've been really lucky with tires, man. Knock on
Oh,
wood.
this is real wood right here.
Honest, yeah. That's what I mean. I just don't play no shit. But I've been very fortunate. But I watch close. I check my air on them. I don't fucking try not to mob them. They
Yeah.
do get expensive, you know.
Yeah, they're
Fucking A.
very expensive.
I just put tires all the way around my feet. It was like $6,000, like 2-3 weeks ago, right before I came down to Florida the first time. Because I literally came down for the truck show, spent 2 weeks, worked for a week, and then I was gonna go back down to Drew's. They were doing stuff with videos, and then you were like, "Hey, let's do the podcast," and I was like,
Oh, that's
"Fucking
perfect.
back to Florida, here we
Yeah.
go, fucking."
Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because you got to get going and we can't talk all night because
Oh, yeah, it's probably
you got to
late.
get on the road. Like we already been
Been a few hours.
talking, going on 2.5 hours. But let me ask you this: are you coming to Old Town Rigdown?
Yeah, I'd love to. I wanted to go last year, but something broke on my truck, and that's why I didn't make it.
Okay.
Is it September?
September.
Yeah. No, I'd love to.
Yeah. You're gonna love it. We're gonna have Tracy Lawrence.
Oh, no shit.
It's gonna be cool.
Hell yeah.
I spent my whole entertainment budget on Tracy Lawrence.
That's awesome.
We tried to get him this is our 4th year trying to get him, and he was always booked, and he was kind of out of our price range, and so this year we reached out to him again. We're like, hey, we'd love to have you down here.
Yeah.
And he sent, or his team, it wasn't him, but his team sent back the rider, which is you know what the rider
Yep.
is, the request. So I was like, we can't afford to do all this. I mean, we don't have the room, we don't have the electricity for all this.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff. So, anyways, we reached back out. Jeremy, who used to be my salesman and parts guy over at Rush, he's on the board of Old Town Rigdown. Well, he handles the entertainment side of things. So he gets back to him. He's like, hey, man, we're not going to be able to do all this stuff. We appreciate it. We would love to have Tracy Lawrence, but we can't do all this stuff. And so the next morning, his Tracy Lawrence team reached back out to Jeremy and says, hey, we talked to Tracy about the deal. He really wants to come to the show. Some of his friends have played at the show and spoken very highly about it.
That's awesome.
And so he said, just mark out what you can't do, send it back, we're coming.
Yeah.
And so I thought, man, what a cool guy.
That's fucking badass.
So anyways, yeah, we'd love for you to come. So I got this cool thing on Friday night. It's going to be, every year we're trying to do our VIP section a little bit better, make people that sponsor feel a little more special. And so I've got my social media friends,
Yeah.
like you, and a handful of other people that'll get to go hang out in the little area, VIP, whatever we want to call it. But then the people that sponsor, that really make the show possible, they'll be in there too. And then I've got a really cool guy, local guy, Joey Greer. He's going to do a pretty moderately quiet acoustic set, and we'll have food and drinks and
that's awesome. Hell yeah.
Beer and liquor and everything's free, and we'll have like a section and so we'll get to hang it. That's going to be on Friday night, and then we've got a little section up there right by the stage for the same group of people for Saturday night.
Yeah.
And so
that's badass. Where do I buy like a ticket to put my truck in it?
We're registration opens, I think, on June 1st.
Oh, June 1st? Okay.
Yeah. I'll text you.
I'll totally do it. Yeah, I had a big plan for all these truck shows, and I like blew my motor and all this fucking shit, and then I didn't go to the Nationals in Georgia or nothing.
I really wish I would have known that you were in a bind for a motor, because I had 5 Caterpillars sitting in my shop.
Oh man, we were begging for mercy.
If I would have known, I really wish I would have known. If I would have known you were in a bind, I would have put one on a flatbed, sent it out there to you, and said, pay me when you can.
I appreciate the hell out of that.
I really would have.
Oh man, one more story. Troy let me borrow the Red Pete while I was down. I was 3 weeks into trying to figure it out, and Troy found out I blew the motor, and he was like, man, just come get the truck and come make money. I wasn't on the insurance or nothing. He said, just come get this motherfucker. I was like, okay, because I told the mechanic I got 10 grand just to make money, right? So I get the truck, and I'm running. And this is what a blessing social media is, right? I had no fucking money other than my operating money. My 10 grand, I was just shelling everything out for fuel. And I was on the phone with Donnie, which he's my best friend. He's 57, but he's just like my dad. And he's got a like electric blue Pete. He does little boy, but I love him to death. And I was on the phone with him, and I was driving in the middle of the night, and the fucking doe ran out of a field. And I was like, no, there's no grill guard on the front of that Pete. I smoked this fucking deer, ripped the fender off, like tore the fender, caved in the bumper. I was more mad about that than I was when I blew my motor. I'm like, no. Donnie's like, what happened? I was like, I hit a fucking deer. It's really bad, man. Like, it's really bad. I was like, oh no, like I'm not on the insurance. Like, I got no fucking money. I just blew my motor, right? So I reached out to I-29 Customs, Leroy, which I'm good friends with him. And I was like, man, I don't ask you for shit. I need help. Like, the fender's fucked. The bumper's fucked. I don't even want to call Troy till I have this fixed, He's like, all right. He's like, when do you need a fender? I was like, it's like Thursday. I think like Monday. Like, I got to bring the truck back. I was supposed to be bringing the truck back, and I just mobbed this fucking deer, Leroy's like, okay, let me make some phone calls. Man, he got with Horsepower Hill. And they got me a brand new fender, painted the fender Viper red. Truck Armor donated me a bumper for advertisement, whatever. And they were only charging me like $400 for that fender. The rest of it was advertisement. And then that same weekend, Tri-State Services reached out and was like, hey, you're coming in the Sioux City? We'd love to polish the truck and make it look nice. Let's do some videos, whatever. I was like, oh my God, fuck yeah. Easy Pete reached out the same weekend. They're like, hey, you're still in that red and white truck? I was like, yeah. They're like, we got this really great interior that'll look really good in it. Let's do some interior and make it look good. We're really slow right now. I was like, no way. So I didn't tell Troy. I didn't say anything. I was so fucking scared. I was like, no, I can't bring this truck back like this. Like, this poor man.
Yeah.
Like, he's had so much shit go wrong. So I came to I-29. They put a fender on. We put a bumper on. I had him polish out the whole truck, and then Easy Pete did interior. So I show up at the house, and I'm like, hey, Troy, what's up? And his wife now is doing puzzles on the floor. I was like, I got good news and bad news. He's like, what happened? I was like, I totaled the truck, hit a deer 60 miles an hour. He's like, oh my fucking God. It's like a $300,000 Peterbilt, and I was like, but the good news is I was like, I got it all fixed. I was like, new bumper, new fender, and there's interior. He's like, oh my God. So I was like showing him the videos. He's like, holy fuck, I can't, it looks so good. He was all excited. I was like, see, I told you I'd take care of it. Like, it'd be okay. But that fucking,
Not many people would do that, though.
No, man, I'm so blessed. Like, honestly, like, boy, all of them saved my ass. I had no fucking money. Like, thank God for I-29 Customs, Horsepower Hill for painting that bumper, and fucking, Tri-State for polishing. They just want, you know what I mean? They just take care of me like a motherfucker. But that was the one time I was like desperate, and I was like, Please
really
help.
need this.
I need help. I just mangled the whole. Like, I hit a deer 80 miles an hour in Cheyenne. It popped it like a cherry. Didn't even put a dent in the bumper. I hit no bumper on the front of that truck. Fucking tore everything up. I was like, holy fuck, I was begging for mercy.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. But it was funny as hell. But thank God, what a blessing with social media and connections with people, though.
It really is.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But I've took care of all of them. I do a lot of videos, even still. Like, I bring up old videos and share them and fucking just because they were so good to me. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah.
Always, but.
That's cool.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think we covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
He's got about 4 gigabytes of video. You think we're good, Joseph? For real?
That was crazy fucking guess right there. Holy shit.
So, before we log off, was today's video better than Truck Show Joe? Yeah. Ah, that's what we wanted.
Oh, hell yeah, cool.
We got to leave that part in, too. We got to leave that part in.
Motherfucker.
Yesterday, Truck Show Joe and I were talking about Jacob Hatermaid.
Oh, yeah.
And the truck. Mm-hmm. And I was talking a lot of shit about it. And then he called me. I was like,
that's funny.
I said, that's how you know how good of friends Jacob and I are, that he knows I'm talking trash about him right now, and he's calling me.
Oh, that's funny.
To say, stop talking trash about me. He knows it, because he knows we're filming.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, he's...
That's fucking funny as shit.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, I think we covered our questions.
Well, thank you for having me.
I
was stoked. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm coming down here. Are you kidding?
I'm really excited you came and visited with us for a little while. And I like having I like it because it's in a lot of ways it's a man's world. You know, this whole trucking thing, and you know, Jennifer's going to be on, and you know, she's in a man's world too.
Yeah.
Like she's got the truck wash, and
I finally got to meet her today.
You
I've
met
never
her today?
met her before today, so that's awesome.
So I bought the naked mannequin over there.
I saw that.
I bought that just for her because when she's coming next week or the following week to film, and I told her to bring some merch, and we're going to
put it up and hell yeah,
and put it behind us or put it behind her. That way, while we're filming, it can be a little advertisement for her.
That's awesome.
But I've left the mannequin naked for right now because it seems to have upset a few people that the mannequin's naked. And so me being the smart aleck that I am, I'm sure you never figured this out by my social media, but I am a smart mouth.
That's funny. It's good. It's funny.
And so, like, I'm just going to leave the mannequin naked.
Fuck it. It'll be okay.
Until Jennifer comes. Then we'll put clothes on.
And then you put clothes on
We're going to put clothes on the mannequin.
She was trying to give me a whole bunch of merch today, and I was like, girl, I was like, I got so many clothes pouring out of the closets in my fucking Pete right now. I was like, I'll take one shirt. I was like, I got to tell people no now. I can't even fit hats in the fucking truck anymore. Like, my cabinets are packed the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's insane. So, but I was like, she's the nicest gal ever. I'm really glad I got to meet her today.
I brought you literally one shirt.
Oh, that's fine. That's perfect. I can't do more than one.
That's all I got.
That's it. That's perfect.
I got you. We had some ladies. I went this morning to the shop because I was like, okay, I have to give at least one gift. And so I found a box of ladies' Old Town Rigdown shirts.
Hell yeah.
And they're not numbered by years. It's just Old Town Rigdown. And it's the what do you call, like the...
like tank top or something?
Yeah, tank top.
Yeah. Hell yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's wrinkly.
That's fine.
Because it was in a
box.
box.
It'd be just fine.
I mean, I'm a man. I don't know what you expect. If it came from a woman, it'd all be... Jennifer's probably all ironed up and folded up pretty.
I got so much shit in my closet. My Wrangler brush poppers are jammed in there on the hangers because there's so much shit in the ground. I got a flat top Pete. My whole life's in there.
I know. I noticed when I picked you up, you're in a flat top. I was like, golly.
Everything is packed in there. Like, but every time I go home, I try to downsize. I put like Well, I got my big ass Dodge in my storage unit, and then I got another storage unit with like just my totes, my stuff, and then I'll take a bunch of stuff out, and then I'll go through like, do I actually wear this? Do I not?
Yeah.
But fuck, dude, there's a million hats in there right now. Like, you know the little cubbies in the 389 Pete? Like, it's stacked with hats on both sides. Yeah, it's insane. And I was at the Truck Show 75 Group shop, and so many nice people trying to give me stuff, and I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, can you keep it? Because I can't fit all this shit. And they just all advertise. And I'm like, please send help. They're so nice.
That's one thing that we said we were going to quit, but I'm going to say one more thing that irritates me. Like, I've got a lot of friends that will mail me stuff or give me stuff, and I'm happy to wear it. But, like, here's a pet peeve. Like, if I go somewhere and somebody gives me a hat and then they hand it to me and say, would you mind putting it on so we can take a picture?
That drives me fucking nuts.
I'm like, no. Mm-hmm. Actually, I kind of would mind.
Yeah.
Because, number one, I don't know you. I just met you. I appreciate you following. But, like, I mean, I just met you and it's already transactional.
Yeah. No,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't like that at all.
It's like, that's not helping somebody up.
That's like, hey, advertise for my company right now. And
let me put you on the spot. Mm-hmm. And so anyways, to the viewers out there, like, if you go meet somebody that you know from social media, there's some cool, really, really cool people that do social media. Iron Mike, Charlie the Trucker.
Yeah.
I mean, Lacey, Kendall now. There's some really, really cool people that I have a lot of respect for that do social media. But please don't give them a hat and ask them to put it on so you can take a picture if you don't know them. Yeah. Like, it's not cool. I mean, it's just not
if they don't say anything, I'm way more likely to wear it and just
I will wear it.
You know what I mean? Like, usually what I do if someone gives me a hat, I put it on the dash for a little while and I'll take it off. The only person I leave standing, no matter what, always is fucking Drew Discount. I always leave his hat up there 24/7. And I took it off like a month before his truck show, and he was like, you took my hat off the dash. I was like, I'll never take it off again, buddy. I'll always leave it up there now.
So he texted me yesterday or day before, and he said, I'm tired of playing the pick which trailer did it best game. Can we not play that game anymore? I was like, oh no. You know which one I'm talking about?
The horse show, is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought the trailer from him.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to get that trailer.
That's awesome.
I need to either me drive up there and get it or Bonehead. I got to get my trailer. I've already got the license plates for it, but anyways, I'm excited to get it.
That's awesome.
Because I'm gonna paint it. The picture I put online is AI.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's AI. So the truck is the truck.
Yeah.
It's in my shop out there. But the trailer is green because it's Drew's.
Yeah.
And so I just, on GPT, I put the truck in the trailer and I said, match the trailer to the truck.
That's smart. Yeah.
And then put a sunset behind it. And so it did it all.
Oh, that's crazy.
And so then I sent it to Drew and he's like, oh yeah, I got one better. So he sent it back to me. I was like, let's just ask Facebook.
Oh, that's funny.
And then like 2 hours into it, he was like, this game is stupid. And so, it was me and Drew, and then he tagged in Clinton Anderson, and he was like talking shit, and I was like, Clinton, here's the deal. Drew's being a sore loser because he's not winning. And so we're going to have to keep playing this game because it's too fun now.
Oh, shit, that's fucking funny.
But no, Drew is like, he's so genuine.
Yeah, he is.
Like,
he's funny as shit.
I'm building my little practice arena out here, and
is he gonna help you do it?
He's helping me over FaceTime.
Cool.
Yeah, and so.
Yeah, he's very talented, very meticulous when it comes to that.
Yeah, with the dirt work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways.
That's exciting. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Drew. Great guy. A lot of great people. But anyways, again, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having
really
me.
appreciate you coming, taking time out, and drive safe to Florida.
Yeah, I will.
Yep. Hope nobody stops you and gives
No
you any
trailer
hats
this
along.
time to get fucked with now.
No
Fuck 'em.
trailer. Don't get, if y'all see her, don't give her no hats. She don't want no more hats.
Too much shit in my truck. Please stop.
You can just tap it on, just take it apart and put it on the mud flap
Yeah,
as
no
she's driving
shit.
away.
Oh, fuck, that's funny.
Anyways, before we go, tell everybody your socials.
Oh, it's PrettyPeter2.0's. I have Facebook. Maybe it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know, but it's PrettyPeter2.0 on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Same thing for all of
Yeah.
them. Okay, that's easy enough. Pretty Peter
All the
48.
same.
Yep. All right. Well, thank everyone for tuning in. Thank everyone for watching. And this has been, by hands down, this has been one of my favorite episodes. So it's cool to sit here.
Hell yeah.
And only thing would have made it better is a second cup of coffee.
Oh, yeah, I ran out of coffee.
I ran out of coffee. I'm going to get me a Keurig to go right here.
That's what you got to do. Hell yeah.
Put it under the table. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time.